This is Colorado College Hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bob Pincus Volvo, Sports Replay, Sinton Dairy since 1880, Arby's Restaurants of Southern Colorado, Play It Again Sports, Sardich Ice Arena, Diana Ross of Heritage Realtors, Imelda's, KRDO TV 13 and Sports Radio AM 1240.
On Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO. Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Thomas, and as we begin tonight's broadcast of Colorado College and the University of Denver, we have what at the moment is exciting news for Tiger fans out of Grand Forks, North Dakota. The North Dakota Fighting Sioux are leading Minnesota after the first period of play 2-0, and we'll be going over the standings in a little while, and that will give you an idea of why that score is so important. But for right now, we're going to tell you about what the Tigers will be trying to build on in this game tonight. And what you're going to be seeing here is the Tigers on the power play. Last weekend against Anchorage, you're going to see the play of Jay McNeil. He's red hot. They had 4 power play goals, and that did in Anchorage on Friday, but then they had the tie on Saturday. What will they need tonight? Well, it'll take muscle like this by Peter Geronazzo, scoring against the DU Pioneers. They'll need the good and the bad and the ugly this weekend against Denver. And why? When we look at the standings, you'll see why. Minnesota has a 2-point difference between the Tigers and Colorado College. CC with a 2-point differentiation as you see it now, 42 points to 40, but North Dakota is beating Minnesota at the moment. If that score stands and CC wins tonight, the lead will be 4. Denver's in 3rd, North Dakota, UMD, and Michigan Tech fighting for those last home ice playoff spots. The two teams, Minnesota and Colorado College, will meet next week in the Twin Cities, and the Tigers need that 2-point cushion minimum out of this series. We're going to take a timeout and return to the Cadet Ice Arena, and when we do, it'll be time for Tiger Hockey. Stay with us. The Tigers and the Pioneers are just ahead. This is Tiger Hockey.
So, 2 dates in 1 week. Time to haul out the first date dress and those first date shoes from Imelda's. Only one problem. Bachelor number 1 is the tall, quiet type, and bachelor number 2 is, well, the not-so-tall type. No problem. Those great Rose Lee shoes from Imelda's have adjustable heels. Kinda evens everything out. Well, sort of.
Great shoes for every situation, from every part of the world. Imelda's Shoes, 26 East Bijou, just west of Tejon.
At Sports Replay, we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk, because we've been in the game. You'll get a great price and the best advice.
Sports Replay has all the sporting goods you need and more.
We play the game.
The staff at Sports Replay sells you the right equipment for your height, weight, age, and skill level.
We coach the game.
Sports Replay doesn't just sell sporting goods, they know sporting goods. Sports Replay, affordable new and used sports.
Why does the Volvo 850 have front-wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and a special winter drive mode? To help ensure that you won't be walking in a winter wonderland.
Pincus Volvo, your Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
Hey, where's the fire? How about a clean, safe, economical natural gas fireplace or gas logs? Natural gas gives you all of the charm of a wood fire without the horror of chopping and cutting, the headache of hauling and stacking, the trauma of cleaning and coughing. Burns clean and lights instantly with no matches, no kindling, no kidding. Hey, you need one of these. Call CIG right now at 636-0500 for a free brochure and get them while they're hot.
Welcome back to the Cadet Ice Arena. Down on the ice, you can see the CC Tigers and the DU Pioneers going through their final preparations for this one tonight. Colorado College has not lost in Minnesota. It has not lost in Michigan. It has not lost in Wisconsin. As you can see, these fans already. It has not lost in North Dakota. It has not lost in Alaska. The only place it has lost is in Denver, Colorado. And the only team that has defeated the Tigers are those University of Denver Pioneers. And now we're getting the starting lineup for the Pioneers. Sinuhe Wallinheimo will be in net. You're looking at Stuart Bodker now, and it'll be his job to hang on to Antti Laaksonen and keep him at bay, as he did when the Tigers won here on the January the 14th here at the Air Force Academy. Kelly Hollingshead and Sean Karulik will be the defensemen that start tonight for George Gwozdecki's Pioneers. And now we'll get the forwards, and they are no strangers to you. Number 24 coming out on the ice now, Antti Laaksonen. Number 15, Brent Carey. This is a total international line. Carey is from Canada. Laaksonen is from Finland, and this young man coming out now, Eric Anderson, is from Sweden. So the Pioneers will start their high-flying international line against the Tigers here this evening at the Cadet Ice Arena. At the other end of the ice, the Colorado College Tigers are about to be introduced, and the crowd is on its feet here, ready to give the homestanding Tigers a rousing ovation as they are introduced. The #1 team in the nation, the #1 team in the WCHA, and with North Dakota beating Minnesota at the moment 2-0, there should be plenty of enthusiasm on this club tonight. The senior from Sherwood Park, Alberta, Ryan Bach, is coming out as the starting goaltender. He is one of the top-ranked goaltenders in the WCHA. Calvin Elfring will play at one of the starting defense positions. Lambert and Bach are 2 and 4 overall in the WCHA, 3 and 4 in WCHA games, behind the 2 goaltenders at Minnesota, Stevie DeBus and Jeff Bowen. And we'll see with the international line of Denver being introduced first, the checking line of the Colorado College Tigers, namely Darren Clark, Stuart Bodker, and that's the man who carries the controls to Antti Laaksonen, number 17, Stuart Bodker, and the outstanding freshman from Eagle River, Alaska, Brian Swanson, who really came to life in the last 2 series against Michigan Tech and Anchorage, will be the other starting forward for Don Lucia's Tigers tonight. And now both teams are at their respective blue lines, and will be getting ready here for the playing and singing of our national anthem, and then we'll be underway here at the Cadet Ice Arena. And we're ready to play hockey here at the Cadet Ice Arena. Glad you're with us on Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO, as well as Cable Channel 7 from KRDO TV 13. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part on Sports Radio by Rampart Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, Whitney Electric, Academy Fence, Lebanon Associates Realtors, Colorado Cellular and Paging, Metamuffins, and Shoemakers Camera Shops. On television, Sports Replay, Colorado Volvo, and Sturditch Ice Center are part of the proud sponsors bringing you Tiger Hockey on Cable Channel 7. Next week, the Tigers will be in the Twin Cities. We'll be bringing you that game from the Midwest Sports Channel on Cable Channel 7 as you look at the Tigers huddled around their starting goaltender, Ryan Bach. And then the following week, we'll be televising on Cable Channel 7 the 2 games here at the Academy when Anchorage rolls into town. And, of course, that will be the next to last weekend of the regular season before the Tigers finish it off at St. Cloud. Well, these 2 teams know each other very well. Sinuhe Wallinheimo ready to come into the net and get final instructions and pep talk from the teammates of his on the University of Denver Hockey Club. The Tigers have already finished with Ryan Bach, and they've got Darren Clark, Brian Swanson, and Stu Bodker already set to go at center ice. You get a good look at Ryan Bach. His numbers 12 wins, 1 loss, 2 ties. His goals against average 2.38 and his saves percentage 0.904. In the nets for the Pioneers, Sinuhe Wallinheimo. He's won 14, lost 4, and tied 1. 303 is his goals allowed and .899 as his saves percentage. Both goaltenders obviously very capable of being red hot. And now we've got just another slight delay here as a balloon has made its way onto the ice along the far boards. Ryan Bach, drafted by the Detroit Red Wings in his final year at Colorado College, would love to win the gold pen, and we'll be talking about that between periods on our Tiger profile, both on Sports Radio and Colorado Cellular and Pagey. Now it's time for the fastest game in America, the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. We're underway. Puck at neutral ice. Stu Bodker tries to carry it in. Brian Swanson picks it up. It's poked off his stick, and then Bodker gets enough on it to steer it on Wallinheimo. Through the near corner, behind the net, Kelly Hollingshead has it for the Pioneers, and the captain of the red gold sends it up the near side. Pioneers don't control. Slapped back in by Brian Swanson. Clark in pursuit to the far corner. Brent Carey turns it right over to him. Now Clark bottles it up in the Zamboni corner. Squirts free, comes alongside the net. Wallinheimo steers it along the rail far side. Carey is waiting for it, but so too is Clark. It pops free. Brian Swanson picks it up, poked away by Hollingshead. Swanson tries to get it back, and now it's shoved to the near side by Petru Gunther. Now sent to neutral ice, and it's intercepted by Bodker, who backhands it deep again. Grabbed by Hollingshead, and now the Pioneers will get out of their own zone. Left wing to Carey. Now he breaks in, gets around Root. Root takes a swipe at it, breaks it up. Carey still gets enough stick to turn it towards net. It's directed behind the net. Now it comes to the near corner. Geronazzo after it as the Tigers make their first shift change of the night. Geronazzo bottled up in the corner, now breaks free. Will stick handle out of the zone. Playing with Colin Schmidt and Travis Shane. Gets it to Shane, who dumps it in deep. Wallinheimo steers it towards the far corner. Picked up there by Ryan Hacker in the corner behind the net, up the far side. Looking for Murphy. Pushed to the Tiger zone. It comes right in on Ryan Bach, and Bob Needham will steer it behind the net. He comes up with it, still stick handling, left to right to Geronazzo. Peter can't control, dumps it in deep. Got an icing call coming on the Tigers, and we'll pause for a timeout with this delay of game. Back in 30 seconds. We're scoreless. This is Tiger Hockey.
A relaxing Sunday morning with your loved ones. A delicious, speedy business lunch. A romantic dinner for you and that special someone. All experiences are available at the Cactus Rose, a family-owned restaurant offering incredible food and the extra special attention you deserve 3 times a day. The Cactus Rose restaurant in Gleneagle. Take I-25 north to the Gleneagle Exit, then go east 1/2 mile to the Cactus Rose.
Face off in the Tiger zone. Remical wins it to Scott Swanson behind the net. Far side to McNeil. Right to Needham. Lead pass to Remical. Carries it in on the right wing. It drifts towards Hartnell in the right circle. He's ridden off the puck. Remical centers. Just misses Jay McNeil streaking through. Clear to the blue line. Needham swats it right back in, but it comes right to Petru Gunther. He comes in at the, or rather to Anders Bjork. He drops it on the point, and a quick wrist shot is fired from the right point by Petru Gunther, and it is saved by Ryan Bach. Bjork carried it in, a drop pass at the point for Gunther, who fired, and Bach makes the stop. And John Adam, one of the 2 referees, comes over to have a word with Ryan Bach. The other official tonight is Mike Brandt, and the linesman is Tim Swider of Colorado Springs. We've played 1 minute and 55 seconds, no score. Puck at the far boards. Tanberg has it off the faceoff, can't clear it out. Now it's poked free by Tanberg, pushed ahead for Goodmanson. But the Pioneers, Karulik gets there first. Left wing to Charlie Host. Along the near boards, pushed high in the Tiger zone. Elfring nearly sends it out before Patterson sends it back in, and the Pioneers are offside as a result. 17:49 remaining here in the first period of play, and the Tigers and Pioneers are scoreless. We're glad you're with us on this frigid night. Not many in the way of no-shows here tonight. Got a terrific crowd, primed and ready, standing room only. The auxiliary seats under the balcony are filled, and they're standing along the railings. Pioneers have it high in the zone, send it through the far corner, behind the net. After it is Karulik, bottled up in the corner. Now Host sends it behind the net. Brian Walder will get there first, braces for the check, then sends it ahead to Tanberg. Ahead to Austin. Pioneers break it up. Now it squirts free to neutral ice. Austin and Karulik after. Karulik gets there first. And the big freshman from Calgary, Alberta, turns it over. Pioneers send it to the top of the zone, and Calvin Elfring swats it through the corner. Karulik behind the net. Beats Darren Clark to the puck. Charlie Host right wing, clears it out, looking for Patterson. He can't control. First Elfring, now Waldo picks it up for the Tigers deep in the CC zone. Elfring, now a lead pass out of the zone to Brian Swanson. Comes in, no look behind the back for Bodker, right wing. Stu overskates it, and it comes into the corner. Carry behind the net to Hacker. Hacker off the far glass, kept in by Needham, shoved to the corner. Hacker digs it out in the Zamboni corner, sends it up the near side to Travis Smith. Smith will try to get it out. It's deflected by Eric Anderson, right to Needham, and then his lead pass is deflected by Anderson, and it comes to Rude, to Brian Swanson. Comes in at the right point, one-on-one with Travis Smith. Drop pass, one-timer, Bodker, glove save, Wallinheimo, and Bodker really pulled the trigger and tested Wallinheimo that time. 16:36 left in the first period. Crowd showing its approval for that nice drop pass from Swanson to Bodker, who timed it beautifully and really sent a rocket Wallinheimo's way. Wallinheimo, a very solid goaltender, but he has a propensity to let that 5-hole be his nemesis, and has since been crowned Sinuhe Wallen 5-hole. That's a little anachronism the Tiger players have picked up from working against him, but he has had their number, especially this year. The Tigers have dropped 2 to the Pioneers this year, and over the course of the last couple of seasons haven't been that successful. Don Lucia is only 4-5-2 versus DU. Puck in the circle. Clark picks it up, loses control, goes back after it, slides it to the point, but it drifts to neutral ice. Clark picks it back up in front of the Denver bench, sends it far corner, grabbed by Todd Kidd, but Kidd knocked it down with his stick over his shoulder, and that's an illegal use of the stick. That'll bring a face-off in the Denver zone. Both teams keep the same personnel on the ice, and this is Bodker, Clark, and Swanson working against Laxton, Carey, and Anderson. George Gwozdecky said that of his players, Anderson's been the one that's been bothered most with an injury. Up to the top of the zone to Needham. Fakes one man, sends it down low. Tigers have a chance to stuff it in. Brian Swanson is denied by Wallinheimo. Comes near side to Clark. Up top to Rude. Winds up the captain the wrist shot. Wallinheimo the stick save to the near side. Grabbed in the corner by Petri Gunther. Up the near side to Laxton. Broken up by Bodker, but now Anderson has it. Working one-on-one with Rude. Gets it between his legs. Gets inside, and 2 defensemen bottle him up, and Ryan Bach clears to the point. Pioneers keep it in. Along the far boards, Anderson taken away, pushed to the point, kept in. Karulik to drive, it's wide. Comes near side to Hollinshead. Keeps it in, sends it through the corner. Bach will get to it behind the net, steers it up the far side to Darren Clark, slaps it off the boards, but it's kept in. Now it comes back to the Tigers. Bob Needham slides it near side to Rude. Tigers will get out, and they'll make a change as Rude dumps it into the Zamboni corner. Comes out of the corner directly to Murphy. Near side to Hollinshead. Is pushed off the puck by Geronazzo, but it's picked up by Warren Smith. Warren dumps it into the far corner. Pioneers will finish part of their change, while Elfring digs it out far side. Behind the net to Scott Swanson. Near side to Geronazzo. Can't handle it. Comes to the point. Drive. Deflected Bach. Rebound swept away by Swanson. Lead pass. Got Colin Schmidt ahead of the field, and they misfire. Wallinheimo sends it near side. Schmidt had a clean breakaway. Swanson and Schmidt could not connect. Tigers dump it in deep. Behind the net. The Pioneers play with it. Comrie behind the net, pulls up, now puts it right in front of the net to Travis Smith, to Warren Smith, near side to Murphy, wants to return it to the center of the neutral zone, picked up by Travis Smith. Elfring's dogging him, and swept away near side by Scott Swanson. Sends it behind the net to Remickle, far side, as the Tigers start to make a change. Remickle to Schmidt, it's a 3-on-2. Schmidt comes in, gets around one man, gets down low, now is ridden behind the net, still holds his edge, centers, man open, Needham the drive, it's wide. Set up Needham very well, but the one-timer was wide. Needham retrieves the puck, sends it up the far side. Remickle can't control, and it drifts to neutral ice. Chad picks it up, tries to hit Hartnell, comes off the skate of Dave Klasnick, and Hartnell's got to retreat to get it. Now the far side to Needham, threads the needle to Remickle. Remickle's marching in, centers McNeil, backhander, he's ridden off the puck, no penalty called. Remickle had an alley and instead hit McNeil, who was bottled up by the Pioneers, and the scoring chance is denied. Here's Klasnick, centers, man open, shot in the goal, and a nice centering pass from Dave Klasnick to Anders Bjork, and the Pioneers are on the board first with 14:09 to go here in the first period of play. We'll pause and take a timeout here. Denver 1, the Tigers nothing. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Hockey.
For every fall that ends, there is a winter about to begin. For every snowstorm, there's a chance the office will close. And for every unplowed road or snowy rush hour commute, there is now a front-wheel drive 850 sports wagon from Volvo. Why should kids be the only ones to have fun in the snow?
Bob Pincus Volvo, Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
We're seeing the replay here as we get back to action. Watch Klasnick's nice speed down low, and Bjork was not picked up backside, and the Tigers surrender the first goal, 1-0. Now we're back to action. Puck's at the near side of the Denver zone. Pioneers try to clear it out. Picked up by Goodmanson. Sends it far side for Tanberg. Petri Gunther clears. It hits the referee and Elfring keeps it in. Now it's slid right to the blue line. Tigers keep it in. No look to Johnny Austin. Centers Goodmanson. Winds up. Pulls the trigger. It's deflected. Goodmanson is hammered after the shot. Tigers again try to center. Pioneers pick it up. Patterson fires it in deep. Comes off the corner. Bodker after it behind the net. It drifts to the near corner, now up the near boards, kept in at the point by Karulik. Sends it down low. Austin can't get his stick on it. It's picked up by Denver and sent towards the net and then swept to the near side by Eric Root. Gathered in by Goodmanson. Goodmanson backhands it in. Tigers will make a change here. Denver 1, Tigers nothing, even strength goal, and it wasn't the international line. And that's the worst fear of Don Lucia and his team. If the international line is working, they don't want to give up goals to the other lines, and that's how this one has started. The Tigers behind. Brian Swanson taken down. No call. Pioneers ice the puck. 12:58 left in the period. We'll take another timeout here. 1-0 Pioneers. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Hockey.
Some say that a rider's ability to excel is equivalent to their capacity to endure pain. We encourage these riders to experience ProFlex full suspension. See your authorized ProFlex dealer for a full suspension test ride.
All ProFlex bikes, clothing, and accessories on sale through February at Cycle Therapy.
They've just been advised in Grand Forks, North Dakota, as you look at George Gwozdecki, whose team is on top 1-0, that North Dakota has now built the lead on Minnesota to 3-0. Maybe the Gophers are looking a little bit ahead to next weekend series with CC, where we understand tickets are being scalped at $300 a piece. Sinuhe Wallinheimo trying to get a little bit of the ice off the blade of his skate as we await the face-off here in the Denver zone. This crowd went just this side of ballistic when they heard the Minnesota-North Dakota score. You see our score, 12:58 left in the period, and Denver with the 1-0 lead. Tigers with a golden opportunity here, if they can win tonight, to put 4 points between themselves and the Gophers if that lead holds up at Grand Forks in the second period. North Dakota leading 3-0. Puck near corner, near side. Laxinen, no look up the near side to Anderson. Poked off his stick by Darren Clark. It comes to Scott Swanson. Swanson high in the Tiger zone, near side to Needham. Hits Brian Swanson on the tape to Darren Clark. Full head of steam, comes in, fires a soft wrist shot. Wallinheimo steers it far side. Travis Smith will dig it out, pushes it to the point. Tigers keep it in. Clark has it, sends it back to the Zamboni corner. Behind the net, Brian Swanson after it, but it is the Pioneers who get there first. And it's sent back to the near side to Brian Hacker. Up the far side to neutral ice. Gathered in by Laxinen. Taken away by Bodker. Bodker into the point. Gets around one man. Drifts towards the net. Fires the wrist shot. Knocked down in traffic. Near side to Needham. Keeps it alive. Into the corner. Poked between two players. And now Laxinen has it. Far side for Travis Smith. Smith tries to backhand it out. It catches Stu Bodker right in the chest. And Stu keeps it along the boards. Smith loses sight of the puck. Brian Swanson comes in to get it. And now there's a penalty coming as the Tigers pick it up, and we got an elbowing call coming against Travis Smith as he just stood Stu Bodker up right in front of the referee, John Adam. And now Laxinen has words for John Adam, and Adam is looking his way. Elbowing call, first penalty of the game, and it is Travis Smith into the box for the Pioneers. And you see the crowd on the far side, the eastern stands, getting into it here with 11:58 remaining. 8:02 has been played. The elbowing call, a minor for 2 minutes, and the best power play in the nation is on the ice. Highest rated power play, of course, in the WCHA as well. And they start with Schmidt, Shane, Geronazzo, Elfring, and Rude. And we are awaiting the face-off in the far circle. Other scores in the WCHA, as we mentioned, North Dakota with a 3-0 lead on Minnesota. St. Cloud is leading Michigan Tech 4-3. Puck comes to the point. Rude the wrist shot. Knocked down in traffic to Geronazzo. Steers it towards the net. Gathers it in again. Steers it to the far corner. Pioneers try to clear. Schmidt keeps it alive in the corner to Geronazzo. Give and go to Schmidt. Broken up. Now down to Schmidt behind the net. He's got a shot out front. Sends it across the doorstep. The Pioneers break it up. Tigers keep it alive. Schmidt to Geronazzo. He can't get his stick on it. Wallinheimo was flat on the ice, and Geronazzo had an empty net and couldn't get his stick on it. Schmidt set him up beautifully. Pioneers clear. Boy, that's 2 golden scoring chances the Tigers have misfired on. Ryan Bach puts the Tigers in transition. Schmidt wasn't expecting it, and the Tigers ice the puck. Colin Schmidt set up Peter Geronazzo beautifully. Peter just shaking his head in disgust as he goes to the bench, and then after the Pioneers cleared, Ryan Bach spotted Colin Schmidt alone at the Denver blue line as the Pioneers were making a change. Put it his way. Collins made no effort to gather it in and could have marched to Wallinheimo with any tune he wanted to sing. But it doesn't happen, and now Chad Remickle talks to his Tiger teammates in the far circle for this faceoff. 1:25 left on the power play, and here's the draw. It is won by CC. From behind the net comes Jason Goodmanson, left wing to Brian Swanson. Wraps it around one man. Goodmanson picks it up, backhands it through the corner. It comes out in front of the net as Wallinheimo falls down, but it's swept away by Todd Kidd. And what a big play by that freshman, as the Tigers would have had another golden chance. Now Scott Swanson, far corner of the Tiger zone after the clearing pass. 10:58 to go in the period. 1-0 DU. Ahead to McNeil. Touch pass to Remickle. Remickle in a race with Gunther for the puck in the corner. Gunther gets there first. Goodmanson comes in to help out. Has McNeil alone. Can't control the puck, though. Now it comes into the near corner. Poked free to the other side. Tigers have to scramble to get up and cover the alley, and they don't. It drifts to neutral ice. Scott Swanson picks it up to Brian Swanson near side. Working with 4 forwards and 1 defenseman. Lead pass to Goodmanson. Tries to get around Petri Gunther. He sweeps it away, Gunther does. Through the corner, Goodmanson to Remickle. Remickle comes up along the far boards. Up top to Scott Swanson. Quickly to Brian Swanson. Brian controls up top to Scott. Winds up, makes a shot. Down low to McNeil. Touch pass, shot. Goal! Oh, but Jay McNeil made that play to Jason Goodmanson. We've scored. The Tigers are on the board. We're even at 1 apiece. And now this crowd comes unglued here as the Tigers have gotten even with a power play goal. That one will go Swanson to Goodmanson, or to McNeil and to Goodmanson. Brian Swanson, Jay McNeil, Jason Goodmanson. Tigers even. 10:20 to go in the period. 9 minutes and 40 seconds in. Here's the replay. Up top to Scott Swanson, down low to McNeil, then to Goodmanson, and there's the equalizer. And the Tigers, Scott Swanson to Jay McNeil to Jason Goodmanson. And we're even at 1 apiece, and a power play goal, as has been the case this year, ignites the Colorado College Tigers. Now let's see if they can build on it here. And right away, the Pioneers come in and shove it in on Ryan Bach. Bach is knocked down and appears to be slow getting up. And now a fracas behind the Tiger net, and there should be some penalties called on this one. Ryan Bach down on his knees, down on his stick and glove. He was really nailed. And let's see if they call something on this. The crowd is booing, and yes, there will be a penalty to the Pioneers here. And the Tigers quickly got in to break up what had happened without taking any retaliatory moves. Ryan Bach is down on one knee yet. And took a shot to the face. He's checking his mouth and nose. And let's see if Richard Quincy comes out to take a look at him. They're now bringing Richard Quincy, the team's trainer, out as you look at Charlie Host in the Denver penalty box. These are the kinds of things that can really change the flow of a game. The Tigers score a power play goal. The Pioneers take a penalty, and their goaltender smacked in the process. As I mentioned, these are the kinds of things that can turn the tide of a game if the team that is battered in the fracas takes advantage of it. Ryan Bach appears to be okay. Richard Quincy is coming off. And in the penalty box is Charlie Host, veteran forward from St. Cloud, Minnesota, 5'10", 170-pound junior. And the face-off will come above the Colorado College blue line. The goal for Jason Goodmanson was his 10th of the season. The goal for Bjork was his 6th, and that's the 2 tallies we have so far. Tigers on their second power play chance here. They're 1 for 1 officially tonight. Up the left wing boards comes Calvin Elfring to Eric Rude. To Darren Clark, has an alley, pulls up, back up top to Elfring, can't control, picks it up, tries to go far side to Schmidt, gloved by Anders Bjork. Tigers keep it in, and now Elfring keeps it in again. Now it's picked up and shoved to neutral ice by Karulik of the Pioneers. Eric Rude fields it at his own blue line. Got him out ahead of the field. Here comes Schmidt, going, gone! Colin Schmidt! Beautiful lead pass from Eric Rude, and his crowd is on fire now. Back-to-back power play goals. Colin Schmidt. Beautiful lead pass from Eric Rude, the captain. And the Tigers lead for the first time tonight. This goal comes with 9:38 left in the period. 10 minutes and 22 seconds in. Now you see Schmidt, and I think that was a 5-hole goal on Wallinheimo from Colin Schmidt. And the Tigers, Rude leading Colin Schmidt 2-1. Colorado College. 9:38 to play. The Tigers have put two of them together in the span . 1 minute and 22 seconds. And now the Tigers are in 2-on-1 again. Centering pass to Brian Swanson goes wide to the near side. Kept in at the point by Brian Swanson. Now Antti locks it and picks his pocket. Pioneers in 2-on-1. Right wing carry. Takes the shot. Bach to save. And Bach's going to have to cover up with Antti locks it and waiting right on his knee pad for the rebound. Oh, there's a chance for the game to turn as well. Eric Rude's assist, his 18th of the year. And for Colin Schmidt, his first goal, and it seems like eternity. He did score in the Friday night game against the Pioneers, but he has his 13th goal of the season. And just to give you an indication, that is exactly 1/2 of his goal total from a year ago in 43 games. So that shows you the struggling of Colin Schmidt and where he is right now. 2 power play goals for the Tigers. Up top, here's Kidd. His shot knocked down by Darren Clark. Tigers get in transition, or by Chad Hartnell rather. Hartnell carries it in centers. Remicle's down low, intercepted by Kidd. Kidd hits the Pioneers' Comrie on the return. Now Eric Rude loses the stick. Comrie gets a shot off. Rude grabbed the back of his pants to keep him from going in. They missed the call. Rude's playing without his stick as the Pioneers keep the pressure on. Now he's got his stick back. He runs headlong into Murphy. That frees up the puck. Tigers the other way. 4-on-3. Left wing to McNeil. McNeil, full head of steam, pulls the trigger from the blue line. Comes off the back end. Now sent back down low from Remicle to Hartnell. Grabbed instead by Warren Smith. 8:31 left in the period. Tigers up 2-1 on 2 power play goals. Comrie on the right wing to Warren Smith. Drop pass. Murphy can't field it. Tigers get a break there. They had a 2-on-1 odd man rush. Now up the far side, the Tigers will get out of the zone. Send it to neutral ice and beyond. They wave off the icing call. Wallinheimo comes up, wants to put his team in transition, but the Pioneers are making a change. Now Karulik comes to the blue line, poked away by Swanson. Along the near boards, grabbed by Hollingshead. Sends it up the near side. It comes right to Elfring. Deflected to Waldo. Sends it off the far boards, off the Tiger bench. And grabbed there by Hollingshead and sent right back into Brian Waldo. Near side to Elfring in the Tiger zone. Slides it ahead. Misfires on the lead pass to T.J. Chandler. Grabbed by Hollingshead. Up the near side. Karulik loses it. Picked up by the Pioneers. Left behind at the blue line. T.J. Chandler tries to steer it out of the zone flat on his stomach. Hollingshead grabs it and sends it back in deep. Behind the net, Bach slows it. Elfring has it. Austin has it. Now it's taken away by Hope. Centering pass. Man open. Deflected to the blue line by the defense. Backhanded by Travis Smith. Behind the net it goes to Barris. Barris now centering pass from the right point goes awry. Behind the net, wrap around attempt. Bach covers up. Rebound shot. Bach makes 2 more saves. Puck loose far side. Tigers sweep it away. Bach is strong there, and the Tigers get a big break. They dump it in along the blue line, want to make a change. Pioneers in transition. They get their men on the ice quicker, but they don't hit a pass. And it comes out of the corner towards Bach, who steers it up the near side. 7:07 left in the period. Lead pass intercepted. Pioneers, Anders Bjork sends it right back in. Behind the net, it's grabbed by Scott Swanson. Things calming down for a moment here after the Tigers had 2 unanswered goals in 1:22. Up the near side comes Travis Shane. Keeps it. Comes in at the right point. Drop pass for Geronazzo. Got Schmidt. Drop pass broken up. Now Geronazzo picks it up. Shoots on Wallinheimo. Save. Rebound. Save. Puck loose on the slot. Grabbed by Schmidt. Poke to the point. Kept in. Scott Swanson the drive. Deflected to the far side by Hacker. Pioneers pick it up, and they'll get out of the zone. No, they won't. A diving Peter Geronazzo slots it into the near corner. Grab there by Travis Smith, clears the neutral ice, has Anders Bjork at the blue line. They're in 3-on-2. Bjork on the right wing, controlled by Laxton. Backhander over the crossbar. Comes to the near side. Tigers pick it up. Schmidt has it poke checked away. Carey retrieves near side. Now it's grabbed by Kidd. Far side to Petri Gunther. He sends it in. Tigers clear it out. Catches some of the Tigers in a line change and stays at neutral ice. Sent near side to Kidd. Tigers intercept. Bodker tries to carry it in. He's held up. Swept out of the zone by Gunther. It comes to Root. Quick pass to Bodker. Touch pass to Brian Swanson. They'll look behind the back near side to Bodker. He pushes it in. Grabbed by Kidd with 5:52 to go in the period. Off the far side. Pushed to neutral ice. Tigers' Calvin Elfring grabs it to Rude. Now to Brian Swanson. Carries it in. Works his way free along the near side. Poke checked away by Kidd. Swanson braces for the hit. Continues to fight for it. Darren Clark picks it up. Wants to slide it to the point. It's broken up by Eric Anderson. In the Zamboni corner, Gunther slides it up the near side looking for Kidd. Along the near side, Rude sends it back to the far point, but Calvin Elfring had vacated and has to go back to neutral ice to get it and send it in deep. Both teams changed up here. 5:22 to go in the period. Tigers lead 2-1. Up the near side comes Karulik. Broken up by Needham. Grabbed near side by Warren Smith. Dish to the heart of the neutral zone to Hollingshead, right wing. Body is played there by the Tigers. Brian Waldo. Chad Hartnell gets the puck. Can't clear it out. Pioneers pick it up. Center. It goes all the way through near side. Grabbed by Needham. Needham sends it off the near dashers to neutral ice. And the Pioneers will retreat after it. 4:58 to go in the period. Fast first period. In at the left point comes Warren Smith. It's poked away. Grabbed by McNeil. Taken by Hartnell. He dumps it in deep. Wallinheimo slows it. Karulik grabs it. Sends it off the near glass and deep into the Tigers zone. This will be an icing call. And we'll take 30 seconds and return. Tigers lead at 2-1. This is Tiger Hockey.
News 13 delivers more of the news you need in the mornings with Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour with more of the news and information you want, including updates on the latest local news, plus live reports, business and sports updates, and up-to-the-minute traffic and weather reports. Get more from your news. Watch Tammy Vigil and Terry Cernudo on News 13's Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour, weekdays at 6:30.
Two power play goals have staked the Tigers to a 2-1 lead over Denver as you listen to Tiger Hockey on Sports Radio, AM 1240, KRDO Radio, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And you're watching Tiger Hockey on Cable Channel 7 from KRDO, TV 13. Jam-packed crowd. They're fired up. It is a playoff-like atmosphere here tonight at the Cadet Ice Arena, and we should have a crowd in excess of 2,850 again tonight, maybe over 2,900. There's Don Lucia. Nervous guy, isn't he? Doesn't he look worried? That's the most composed coach I think I've ever met any sport, any time in over 30 years of broadcasting. He is just a relaxed guy who enjoys the game. To the point to Root off the faceoff. Root sends it down low, nearly deflected. Sent behind the net, up the far side. Now kicked back behind the net. And Jason Goodmanson pulled down, no call. Grabbed near side by Travis Smith. And the Pioneers have a 3-on-3 working. Plastic at the left point, loses it. It's poked away, he retrieves, sends it far corner. Scott Swanson will pick it up. Comes near side to Colin Schmidt, who has at the moment the go-ahead goal. Backhander looking for Canberg is ahead of him. Travis Smith picks it up. Anders Bjork carries it in. Far side. Here's Warren Smith knocked off his feet. Puck comes free. Good check in the far circle. Canberg has the loose puck. Head to Colin Schmidt. Tip pass for Geronazzo intercepted by the Pioneers and dumped in by Ryan Hacker. Comes in on net. Box steers it between the legs of Darren. And up on the far side come the Tigers. Travis Shane looking for Scott Swanson, intercepted by the Pioneers. Barris comes in, fires, knee pad save Bach, rebound swept far side by Scott Swanson. Travis Shane tries to clear it out, doesn't do so. Barris keeps it in, pulls up, down low, comes off the skate, a Rude to the corner. He had Host breaking for the net. Host digs it out in the corner, gets some help from Barris with 3:35 to play, clock moving, first period, 2-1 Tigers. Four players bottled up in the corner, dug out by CC. Now Rude can't clear it, Barris has him pinned in. Host and Schmidt join in, and it looks like a committee meeting. Now Scott Swanson comes up with it, sends it far side to Travis Shane, tips it out of the zone. Tigers 2-on-1 if they're quick. Schmidt on the left point, got Geronazzo ahead. Schmidt pulls the trigger, off the chest of Wallinheimo. Geronazzo for the rebound, couldn't get there. Picked up by Patterson. Wraps it around Elfring. Elfring takes him down, no call. Pioneer crowd wants a call here. Good clean contact. Up the far side, grabbed by Brian Swanson. Swanson with 2:54 left, dumps it into the far corner. Wallinheimo slows it. Grabbed there by Karulik behind the net. Puts it up on the far side. Poke check by Clark, gathered in by the Pioneers. Anderson to Karulik, swept away. Karulik's got to come back to neutral ice. Now he's tied up with Bodker. Puck squirts into the DU zone and grabbed by Hollingshead. 2:34 to go in the first period. Tigers lead 2-1-0. The Pioneers leave it behind. Brian Swanson picks it up. Drop pass for Clark. Got Bodker ahead. Shoots. Hit the crossbar. Bodker digs it out. Centers. Grabbed by Brian Swanson. Pushed to the end boards. Oh, Clark was really set up by Brian Swanson. Down low it comes to Clark. He's bottled up. Pioneers try to clear it. Laxton and bottled up by Bodker. Now it's grabbed by Elfring. Elfring sends it down low. DU crowd wants another call as Bodker had Laxton pretty well wrapped up. He is Laxton's shadow. Wherever he goes, Bodker goes. Got to make sure they go to the right dressing rooms after the period ends. Now it's grabbed by Anderson. He's in. He centers. He shoots, and it's knocked down by the Tiger defense before it gets in on top. Clark picks it up. Fires it off the near dashes. And it'll go into the DU zone with 1:47 to go here in the first period. Pioneers clear to neutral ice. Tigers with a 2-1 lead. Backhanded Warren Smith into the Tiger zone. Grabbed by Needham to neutral ice. Intercepted by Hackett. Backhands it deep. After it goes Needham, Ryan Bach will slow it for him. Needham up the right wing boards to Hartnell. Cross ice far side to Remical. Return pass to McNeil. To Hartnell coming in at the right point. Moves in. Circles the net. Thinks wraparound. Goes up top. One-timer. Scott Swanson. Not much on it. Tigers intercept the neutral or in the slot. Now the Pioneers get out. Up comes Murphy, working one-on-one with Needham. Needham plays the body, drives into the corner. 1:11 left in the period. Puck comes free in the slot, swept to the point, kept in by Kidd. Sends it through the corner. Now McNeil tries to break it up, and it's back in the corner to Murphy. Murphy goes behind the net, far side to Petri Gunther. He backhands it behind the net. Grabbed by Scott Swanson. Swanson sends it up the far side, grabbed by CC, sent to neutral ice. Here's Jay McNeil working one-on-one with Kidd. Comes in at the right point, loses control, picks it right back up. Now centers it far side to Brian Swanson. Swanson moves in, or to Shane rather. Can't get much on it. Behind the net to Geronazzo. Geronazzo slides it to the point to Rude. Rude backhands it towards the corner, intercepted by Kidd with 35 seconds left in the period. Now the Tigers nearly intercepted, drifts far side, grabbed by Elfring. Elfring sends it ahead to Geronazzo, looking for Schmidt. Gunther backhands it to neutral ice. Tigers intercept and send it in. Grabbed near side by Bjork. Bjork behind the net with 19 seconds left in the period. Sends it up the far side. Wants to clear it out. Sends it to neutral ice. Geronazzo gets his stick on it to slow it as we go to the final 11 seconds. And the Tigers dump it back in. It comes right in on Wallinheimo as the first period is about to come to an end. And this crowd will give CC a nice ovation here as the first period comes to an end. Colorado College 2, the University of Denver nothing. We'll be back to summarize the first period of play after a 2-minute timeout. The Tigers 2, the Pioneers 1. This is Tiger Hockey.
This is Jim Henderson and his buddy Mark Larson, the best of friends, inseparable since they were kids. They do everything together. This year, they took up skiing and bought almost identical equipment. Mark got his equipment at a fancy ski shop. Jim, however, came to play it against Sports, where he traded in some used sports equipment to get the lowest possible price on skis. It also meant Jim had money left over for lessons.
Come to Play It Again Sports and trade in your used sports equipment.
Journey into the history of the Navajo Hogan on North Nevada. The flavor of the Southwest is brought to life in a unique setting that's sure to bring you back again and again. The chefs at the Navajo Hogan offer a bountiful harvest of authentic Southwest fare, all prepared with the same creativity that won them the 1993 Chef's Gala competition. The historic Navajo Hogan, 2817 North Nevada, 1 block south of Fillmore. Just look for the chief.
Now is the time. Fly nonstop to the beautiful beaches of Mazatlan, Mexico. Stay at the beautiful 5-star mega resort of El Cid. Our round-trip airfare from Colorado Springs starts at $199 per person, included in a luxury package of 3 nights for $369. Restrictions and airport taxes apply. There is no time to waste. Reserve your spot today. Have your travel agent call Detours at 1-800-755-7754.
University of Denver Pioneers have finished period number 1. The Tigers lead at 2-1. But more importantly, keeping an eye on Grand Forks, North Dakota. We have now been told North Dakota, going into the third period, now has pushed the lead on Minnesota to 6-0. This is a big story out of Grand Forks this evening, and if the Tigers can maintain and win, they'll have a 4-point lead over Minnesota and will set themselves up for a sweep with Denver and have a 4-point lead going into Minnesota next week, which is the best case scenario that they could possibly hope for. Tigers leading 2-1. Here's how it happened briefly. The Pioneers got the first goal of the evening. Anders Bjork, picking up his 6th of the season, came in on the backside of the Tiger defense. They didn't have a man checking him, and he got a nice centering pass from the right faceoff circle from Dave Klasnick, set up into the zone from the neutral ice, and Bjork buried it. Ryan Bach didn't have much of a chance on it. Pioneers took the lead 5 minutes and 51 seconds into period number 1. Tigers came back with 2 quick goals because of penalties to the Pioneers' Travis Smith and also to Charlie Host. The first power play goal went to Jason Goodmanson. It was his 10th goal of the season, and it was beautifully set up by Jay McNeil with a touch pass from the right circle through the slot. It was brought to McNeil from the blue line by Scott Swanson. Sort of a pinball type of goal, power play goal. Tigers evened it right there, 8:40 into the period, and we're even at 1 apiece. Tigers went ahead 1 minute and 22 seconds later when Colin Schmidt took a beautiful lead pass from high in the Tiger zone right to the Denver blue line where he was camped out behind the Pioneer defense, broke in unmolested on Wallinheimo, beat him through the 5-hole, and the Tigers stake a 2-1 lead at that point and carry it for the balance of the period. Ryan Bach stopped 10 of the 11 shots he looked at, and Sinuhe Wallinheimo stopped 9 of the 11 the Tigers put on the Pioneer net. So the shooting is even Steven, 11 shots on goal apiece. The penalties, 2 penalties for 4 minutes to the Pioneers. The Tigers haven't taken a penalty here in the first period, and that's why the Tigers are on top 2-1. They've held their discipline, they've played physical, and they've capitalized on a couple of several very good scoring chances. 2-1 is our score. When we come back, we're going to hear from Eric Root and Don Lucia on what it'll take to win a couple of games this weekend. Stay with us. This is Tiger Hockey.
Why does the Volvo 850 have front-wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and a special winter drive mode? To help ensure that you won't be walking in a winter wonderland.
Bob Pincus Volvo, your Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
At Sports Replay, we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk, because we've been in the game. You'll get a great price and the best advice.
Sports Replay has all the sporting goods you need and more.
We play the game.
The staff at Sports Replay sells you the right equipment for your height, weight, age, and skill level.
We coach the game.
Sports Replay doesn't just sell sporting goods, they know sporting goods. Sports Replay, affordable new and used sports.
So, 2 dates in 1 week. Time to haul out the first date dress. And those first date shoes from Imelda's. Only one problem. Bachelor number 1 is the tall, quiet type, and bachelor number 2 is, well, the not-so-tall type. No problem. Those great Rose Lee shoes from Imelda's have adjustable heels. Kinda evens everything out. Well, sort of.
Great shoes for every situation, from every part of the world. Imelda's Shoes, 26 East Bijou, just west of Tejon.
The year was 1880. Colorado was just a baby. Most people got up with the sun, ready to face the day. And a few were already at work long before the day's first light. They had to be. People were counting on it. They still are. That's why at Sinton Dairy, we still go that extra mile to keep our customers happy with quality products for today's lifestyle. Sinton Dairy, quality built into products by people who care.
As we come back to the Cadet Ice Arena, the Tigers lead Denver by a score of 2-1. We go to our Colorado Cellular and Paging Tiger profile. This is a little conversation with Eric Root and Don Lucia. They want to talk a little bit about what it's going to take to win this series, but both head coach Don Lucia and Captain Eric Root know the importance of this series.
Those weeks where you come to the rink on Monday and you're ready to play, you know, I mean, you want the games to start right now, you know. Practice is just kind of, you know, it seems like you're waiting for the game all the time. This is, at this point of the season, playing Denver, it's huge.
Well, they get bigger and bigger as you get near the end, and we've put ourselves in a great position so far. The next couple weekends we have Denver, Minnesota, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league. So we're going to find out a lot more about ourselves after the next couple weeks. And the good thing is we're going to find out some weaknesses too, and hopefully that we can look at these next couple weeks and correct our weaknesses and get ready for the end of the season.
We've only lost 2 games this year, and they're both to Denver. We owe that hockey team. We feel we're a better team. We feel we let a couple games slip away from us, and I think we'll definitely be ready to take a couple games this weekend.
That's the one trouble with the scheduling. This is going to be the 5th time we've played them in about a month period of time, and sometimes you get a little familiar with yourself. It breeds a little contempt, and that's why it was maybe a rougher game the last time we played them. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same this weekend.
In order for the Tigers to be successful this weekend, Don Lucia and Eric Root both know that several things will have to happen, one of which worked on January the 14th when Stuart Bodker shadowed Denver's Antti Laaksonen, while Brian Swanson and Darren Clark kept an eye on Brent Carey and Eric Anderson.
There's probably a good possibility of it, and we can do that at home a little easier, and we can do that on the road. But, you do that when you respect some players, and obviously with Antti Laaksonen, and especially and Eric Anderson, they're 2 of the premier players in the league, and they're really what makes their team go.
For us to be successful down the stretch, we're going to have to be a very disciplined team. We're going to have to play within our systems, and we're going to have to, play basically mistake-free hockey to go as far as we want to go. So, I think that's, it's a good way to start this weekend, playing Denver, a team that can capitalize on mistakes. I think we got to make sure that we stay out of that situation, and hopefully we'll come in all right. We can look back at the other games and see that, maybe some things that we did, cost us the games, and we don't want that to happen this time. We want to go out and make sure that our effort and our intensity is above theirs, and I think we'll come out with a couple wins.
Besides trying to win 2 from DU, the Tigers have their sights set on that gold pan, which goes to the winner of the regular season series between the Pioneers and Tigers.
Well, I think it's something we touched on earlier in the week, and we want to get that gold pan back. That's what we're playing for this weekend. We can't worry about what Minnesota's going to do this weekend or anybody else in the league or about the upcoming series. We just have to worry about DU because we're going to have our hands full this weekend.
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, it's not as prestigious as the McNaughton Cup, obviously, it hasn't been around that long, but, we were part of the junior class, the senior class, we were around when the gold pan started, so, we'd like to get it back in our hands, and that would be a good way to start off this second half of the season here.
That's Eric Root and Don Lucia. Lucia's Tigers have a 2-1 lead here right now after 1 period of play. We're going to take another timeout, come back for the second period, get you the highlights when we return. Stay with us. This is Tiger Hockey.
Why do people say Arby's new bacon melt tastes so great? Is it Arby's slow roasted beef, or because it's only 99 cents? Is it the taste of our one-of-a-kind, thick-cut pepper bacon, or the 99 cents? Maybe it's the tangy cheddar. Maybe it's the 99 cents. Probably it's all the above. Taste why it's better out here. Arby's Bacon Melt. You know what it costs. Try Arby's new home-style fries. Taste so good, they even beat the best-selling fries in the business.
The Western Athletic Conference is growing from 10 to 16 schools on its way to becoming the NCAA's first super conference. And you can be a part of it with Air Force basketball. Come and experience the excitement when Air Force takes on tough WAC opponents in Clune Arena. Watch the Falcons take on Brigham Young University on Thursday, February 22nd at 7:35.
Hey, Diana Ross helped me sell my old home and buy my new one.
Diana Ross helped me sell my old home and buy my new one.
You're a star with Diana Ross. Call 590-8686 today.
News 13 delivers more of the news you need in the mornings with Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour with more of the news and information you want, including updates on the latest local news, plus live reports, business and sports updates, and up-to-the-minute traffic and weather reports. Get more from your news. Watch Tammy Vigil and Terry Cernudo on News 13's Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour, weekdays at 6:30. Maximum Country means 50 minutes of country music an hour. Not just 10 in a row, but 50 minutes of every hour devoted to your favorite country stars. Only on Maximum Country, 105.5. KHII.
We are back at the Cadet Ice Arena. Both teams have returned to the ice, and as they return, we return you to the scoring action of the first period of play. We're going to show you the goals that made the difference here. In the first period, the Tigers building a 2-1 lead on the DU Pioneers. Denver scoring the first goal of the game. I guess we don't have the highlights ready here. I thought we were going. Here we go. On the right wing, the Pioneers bring it in. Dave Classic, a quick pass there to Anders Bjork. The trailing Tiger defenseman was well out of the play, and that provided the first goal. I thought we might see the other two as well, but apparently not. The Tigers get the equalizer from Jason Goodmanson and Colin Schmidt, the go-ahead, and that's where we stand 2-1. The Tigers over the Pioneers. Those two goals came within a minute 22 of one another. Colorado College with the lead here. Here's the other goal. This is Jason Goodmanson's goal, set up by Jay McNeil from Scott Swanson at the point. Swanson picking up the assist, McNeil picking up the assist, and Goodmanson his 10th goal of the year, a power play goal for the Tigers, while Travis Smith was in the penalty box. Sinuhe Wallinheimo making his way to the net as we look at the final goal of the first period. This is Eric Rude back skating and finding Colin Schmidt, putting it right on the money, inside and through the 5-hole on Sinuhe Wallinheimo, and the Tigers take the 2-1 lead after one period of play. And now the Tigers break their huddle with goaltender Ryan Bach, and we're just about set here for period number 2. Glad you're with us on Sports Radio, AM 1240, KRDO, and on cable channel 7. From KRDO TV 13, and of course for all the highlights of tonight's contest, post-game reaction, all you need is TV 13's News 13 at 10 o'clock with John Carroll, Brenda Connolly, Vince Greco, and Craig Setzer. Maybe Craig will have an answer to this frost we've been having here. Only Craig Setzer would have an answer for that in southern Colorado. We have been in the deep freeze, and for this Tiger hockey team, they've really been in it since last Thursday when they arrived in Anchorage. It was rarely above zero the whole time they were there, and then they come home and it hits the refrigerator level again. But they'll take where they are in the WCHA in first place, a 2-1 lead now, and a 6-0 North Dakota lead on Minnesota going to the third period at Grand Forks. Second period underway here now. And the Tigers have the puck near side to Elfring. They're going right to left across your radio dial and your television screen. Got a couple of finals as the puck comes into the Tiger zone, picked up by Eric Root, backhanded off the skate of Darren Clark. North Dakota leading Minnesota 6-0. Wisconsin has won tonight 4-2. Here's a one-timer by Laxinen, and he scores! Antti Laxinen from the right face-off circle. And the Pioneers have closed to an even game at 2 apiece here. So the Tigers come out and surrender a goal in the first 23 seconds of period number 2. We'll pause for a timeout and return. Back in 30 seconds, this is Tiger Hockey.
So, 2 dates in 1 week. Time to haul out the first date dress and those first date shoes from Imelda. Only one problem. Bachelor number 1 is the tall, quiet type, and bachelor number 2 is, well, the not-so-tall type. No problem. Those great Rose Lee shoes from Imelda's have adjustable heels. Kinda evens everything out. Well, sort of.
Great shoes for every situation, from every part of the world. Imelda Shoes, 26 East Bijou, just west of Tejon.
We are back, and we're even. Antti Laxinen, who just has the Tigers' number, has tied things up here. The assist on the goal, Eric Anderson, the only assist. Tigers send it in deep and ice it. And with the puck in deep in the Tigers' zone, we're going to take another timeout here. 19:25 to go in the first period. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Hockey.
Why does the Volvo 850 have front-wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and a special winter drive mode to help ensure that you won't be walking in a winter wonderland.
Schmidt pass misfires. Poked to neutralized by Shane to Schmidt. Hammered in along the boards. Puck scored free. Grabbed by Warren Smith. Comes laterally along the blue line, but not in the zone, and it's intercepted by Scott Swanson. To Travis Shane. Comes in. Goes to Geronazzo, right wing. Carries to the far corner. Todd Kidd breaks it up, picks it up. It hits the referee, Don Adams. Grabbed by Shane back into the corner. Behind the net to Geronazzo. Comes up, dishes to the point to Scott Swanson. The Pioneers get a stick on it, and it comes to the corner. Grabbed by Geronazzo. Loops it to Schmidt. One-timer. And Wallinheimo will make the save. Schmidt, the wraparound attempt is poked to the far side, and it's at neutral ice. Grabbed by Scott Swanson. Schmidt playing with much more fervor here offensively tonight. Looking at the net, in fact, which he hasn't done much of in the past couple of weeks. McNeil near side, poked away. Back to neutral ice. Grabbed by Scott Swanson. The team bench to Remickle. He slides it through the end zone. Tigers complete a change. Pioneers poke it into the Tiger end. Icing call is waved off. Elfring goes to the corner after it. Slides it up the near side to Remickle. Takes it away from one man. Now turns it over. Puts it on the stick. Anders Bjork slides it in the slot. They shoot it and slide. Remickle the turnover, and the Pioneers nearly capitalize. Hartnell gets it out of the zone. To Remickle. Got McNeil ahead. Tigers come in onside. Down low, and they just misfire on Remickle. Pass to McNeil. In the corner, Hartnell after it. Remickle comes in to help. 4 players collide in the corner. Anders Bjork almost comes up with it. Now still loose in the corner. Hartnell fights to dig it out. Pushes it up along the boards. Now Travis Smith takes it away. Hartnell takes it back, and then Smith takes it back. Clears it to neutral ice, and it's rolling deep into the Tiger zone, but Brian Waldo will get there before there's an icing call. Pioneers make a change. Waldo, long lead pass to Goodmanson. Goodmanson comes in at the left point, works his way towards the net, gets inside, now goes behind the net. Brings it to the point to Eric Root. Slides it near side to Paul Johnson. Takes it off the boards and slides it back through the corner. Tanberg behind the net. All the way to the far corner. Austin and Tanberg there along with Klasnick and Smith. Tanberg comes out of it. Smith is holding on. Tanberg is holding on to the puck. Now it's Goodmanson. Far side to Root, the captain. Winds up. Wrist shot. Wallinheimo to save. Rebound. Ricochets to the corner. Now to Goodmanson near side. And Goodmanson can't control it. Pioneers try to push it out. Kept in by Johnson. Down low. Man open shot by Darren Clark, and Wallinheimo comes up big. Clark had a quick wrist shot. Clark fights his way through 2 men. Frees it up for Brian Swanson. Behind the net. Now he's hammered again. Slides it to the point. To Rude. Rude down to Clark. Clark circles out of the corner. Puts it behind his back behind the net. Pioneers pick it up. Try to clear it. Comes to Paul Johnson. Sends it right back into the corner to Bodker. Through the corner to Brian Swanson. Travis Smith arrives first. Now he's piled on, got a whistle as Swanson is knocked over one of the players, and we got a stoppage in play with 16:30 to go. A 2-2 tie here at the Cadet Ice Arena, and we'll take another timeout. Back in 30 seconds, Tigers 2, Pioneers 2. This is Tiger Hockey.
For every fall that ends, there is a winter about to begin. For every snowstorm, there's a chance the office will close. And for every unplowed road or snowy rush hour commute, there is now the front-wheel drive 850 sports wagon from Volvo. Why should kids be the only ones to have fun in the snow?
Bob Pincus Volvo, Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
Monty Loxtonen's 21st goal of the season, assisted by Eric Anderson, 28th time he's assisted this year, and we have a 2-2 tie. It was an even strength goal. The 2 Tiger goals have been power play goals. They're 2 for 2. On the evening, there have been only 2 penalties called. Now we're back to action. Puck in the far corner. Pioneers slide it near side. Scott Swanson breaks it up, sends it behind the net. Hollingshead will get there, pushes it to neutral ice and beyond. The icing call is waved off because Bob Needham got a glove on it. Now it's in the Zamboni corner. Bodker plays the body on Anderson. It slides to Hollingshead down low, broken up in traffic. Eric Anderson in the corner, brings it up, now to the slot. Here's high into the slot to Hollingshead. His wrist shot knocked down by Bach. Rebound swept away by Needham. Needham retrieved along the end boards. Brian Swanson comes in to help out. Laxton pokes it away. Bodker grabs it ahead to Brian Swanson. Swanson backhands it, looking for Darren Clark. It's grabbed by Karulik. He sends it in. Needham gets there first. Tries to send it to neutral ice. It's broken up by Carey. To Anderson, to Carey. His pass tipped away by Clark. To the point to Karulik. Fires, deflected Swanson. Far side to Hollingshead. Here's the drive. Diving Scott Swanson breaks it up. Picked up along the far side. Center. Tigers break it up. Pioneers still have it down low. Here's the shot that goes over the crossbar. Behind the net. Bodker battles for it. Steers it to the far corner. Tigers need a clear, and they get one. Here's an icing call with 15:20 to go in the period. Oh, they've waved it off. Pioneers get it back up the ice. Grabbed by Scott Swanson. Slides it ahead slowly for Brian Swanson. This time there will be an icing call. We'll take a break here. Tigers 2, Pioneers 2. This is Tiger hockey.
You've always known that Volvo is one of the safest cars on the road and one of the industry's most innovative cars. But did you know that it's also a Colorado snow car? Yep, the Volvo 850 with front-wheel drive. It allows you to maneuver and hold the road in tough situations, the kind a Colorado winter can dish out and get you where you're going in style. The Volvo 850s, sedans and sports wagons, our front-wheel drive answer to your Colorado winters.
Back live at the Cadet Ice Arena, awaiting a face-off in the Tiger zone near circle. We understand now, with 15:11 left in this one, and the Tigers 2-2, that North Dakota has now made it a 7-0 game with 14 minutes left in the third period. Minnesota had posted 3 consecutive shutouts. Jeff Moen and Stevie DeBus doing the work. DeBus has back-to-back shutouts. But now it looks like they're in their 4th consecutive shutout game, but this time the shoe's on the other foot. Oh, if the Tigers could pull off a win here. Comrie fires from the near side, taken in the chest by Waldo. Pioneers keep it in. Comrie through the corner, behind the net to Elfrink, slams it back. Comrie keeps it alive. Elfrink slides it far side, kept in the point by Kidd. Down low, knocked down by Elfrink, dug out by Warren Smith. Ridden into the boards by Geronazzo. After it is Elfrink to Geronazzo. Tries to slide it out of the zone. Bottled up by Comrie. The Pioneers keep it in. Schufach to save. Rebound loose. And swept high in the zone. And a one-timer will come now. It's live. Rebound comes near side to Warren Smith. Near side, Shane intercepts. Tigers will get out. Lead pass to Geronazzo. Geronazzo leaves it behind. Pushed away by Colin Schmidt. To Geronazzo. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt at the right point. Pulls up. Bottled up. Can't deliver. Pioneers pick it up. Clear it to the near side at neutral ice. It's grabbed by Comrie. Comrie working one-on-one with Needham. Needham pokes it away. Grabbed by Geronazzo. Puts it right on the skate of Petri Gunther. He sends it behind the net. Barris will get it. Pioneers are having the upper hand here territorially. The Tigers are off stride in a 2-2 tie. Remickle touch pass to Schmidt, back to Remickle. Remickle back to Schmidt, flips to defense, loses the puck. Pioneers pick it up. Right wing. Here's Comrie. Centers. Hollingshead and the Pioneers are offside. 14:02 to go in the second period. We're even, 2 apiece here. There are your numbers here at the Cadet Ice Arena on the campus of the United States Air Force Academy. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. There is no television of the game in Denver, so we'll be on the air at 6:45 from the DU Arena on the campus of the University of Denver. There's a good look at the Tiger bench. And Shane, Geronazzo, and Schmidt talking things over as to how they might be more effective. Puck in the Denver zone, Karulik far side, to the point. Barris has it, has a man. Charlie Host hits him, can't control at neutral ice. Now a nice pass to the right point to Hollingshead. Ahead to Patterson, who sends it behind the net. 3 players collide behind the net. And the puck is underneath them, and now it's alone. Grabbed by Patterson, works himself free. Rude bottles him up. It goes into the corner off the leg of Don Adam. Picked up by Host. No look behind the back into the corner to Barris. Tied up by Rude. Barris goes down. Keeps the puck. It's shoveled near side to Patterson. Patterson's got a wraparound attempt. Box to save. Rebound swept away by Needham. Gathered in by Hartnell. Right wing to McNeil. At the right point. Pulls up. Bottled up. Pushed to the board. Couldn't deliver. Hartnell picks it up. He's bottled up along the far boards by Karulik. That's one way to stop McNeil, is to keep the arms and the feet calm. Now a centering pass to McNeil. Can't control. Grabbed by Scott Swanson. Backhanded to the slot. Grabbed by Hartnell. Pushed away by Karulik. Near side. McNeil battles for it with Hartnell. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on, and 4 players fall on the puck, and 2 of them come up scrapping, and they quickly separate Patterson and Hartnell. McNeil is also at the bottom of that mess with 12:50 to go. We'll take another timeout here as they sort things out. Back in 30 seconds, a 2-2 tie here. This is Tiger hockey.
Diana Ross helped me sell my old home and buy my new one.
Diana Ross really helped me sell my home.
You're a star with Diana Ross. Call 590-8686 today.
When Olympic wrestler Dave Schultz was fatally shot, News 13 brought you immediate, live reaction from those who knew him and continued to provide comprehensive coverage as the tragic events unfolded. News 13, everywhere, every day.
Tigers Scott Swanson turns the puck over, and Darren's going to outrace him, and then Swanson dives and breaks up the play, but there'll be a penalty coming to the Tigers. Swanson dove ahead of Darren and broke up the play, but then Darren was caught by another Tiger. I think Swanson's play is going to be all right, but trailing the play was Calvin Elfring, and Elfring got more of Darren than Swanson did, and Elfring will go to the box. First Tiger penalty of the evening. The tripping call comes with 12 minutes and 31 seconds left in the period, 7 minutes and 29 seconds in. Here's Denver's first power play look of the period. Face-off will come in the Colorado College zone, and now in a 2-2 tie, the Pioneers have a chance to assume command with the man advantage. Same two teams tomorrow night. We're on the air, as I mentioned, 6:45 from the DU Arena. And then next week it's off to Minnesota. And a huge series. Boy, the Tigers really need a win here tonight. Minnesota trailing badly. Midway through now, the third period. 7-0. Still 7-0, we've been advised. Into the final 10 minutes of period number 3 at Grand Forks. That's a big rivalry. I'm not surprised by that score. I am surprised at the margin. I'm not surprised that North Dakota has taken an edge on Minnesota. That's a very, very big rivalry. At the left point, Warren Smith to Hollingshead. Behind the net, backhanded near side to Antti Laaksonen. To Hollingshead, back to Laaksonen, who has the equalizer for the Pioneers. To Anderson, to Laaksonen, up top to Carey. Far side to Warren Smith. Down low to Laaksonen. Oh, and he tries to center it. It's broken up by Swanson, Scott Swanson, and gloved by Ryan Bach. He was trying to feed Hollingshead, coming in from the end line behind Ryan Bach, and the play was there, but Scott Swanson made the breakup, and Ryan Bach smartly covered up. Good look at this capacity crowd here at the Cadet Ice Arena. Every seat is filled. Every auxiliary seat under the north balcony is filled. The standing room that's allowed on the corners is filled, 2 and 3 deep. Puck comes to the high slot. To Brent Carey, wrist shot, glove save, Ryan Bach. That one may have gone wide and appeared to be headed top shelf, upper right-hand corner. Bach decided rather than let that one come off the glass and create a rebound that he would stop that one. So another face-off. Tigers have 1:33 to kill. We have 12:04 left in the period, and the Tigers and Pioneers in a 2-2 dead heat here. And the Pioneers scored in the first 23 seconds of this period. Antti Laaksonen with an easy one-timer from the right circle, set up by Eric Anderson from the high slot. Draw is won by the Tigers, cleared out by Darren Clark, and Clark is going to race Brent Carey to the net, but Wallinheimo comes in and sends it up ice. Warren Smith can't control, and Darren Clark pokes it into the corner. Laaksonen has to go to the end zone to get it. And he puts it on the stick of Brent Carey. Backhands it towards the Tigers zone, poked out, and immediately sent back in, and the Pioneers are offside. Good play on the part of Scott Swanson. He poked that puck just across the blue line, and Warren Smith had no option but to carry it back in. Now Eric Root and Tim Swider talking about the call. Faceoff will come above the blue line in front of the Denver bench. Got a 2-2 tie here. The gold pen is at stake. And we understand that the Denver Cup does not play into this one, that it'll be the 4 games, and there'll be a shootout tomorrow in Denver if these 2 games end in 2 Tiger and 2 Pioneer wins. Tigers clear the puck out off the face-off, and the Pioneers have to retreat into their own end. Denver scored first, 2 unanswered goals by Jason Goodmanson and Colin Schmidt on the power play, and then Laaksonen equalizer, and that's where we are, 2 apiece. Carey brings it in, wrist shot, Bach, stick save to the far corner. Dug out there by Scott Swanson, pushed behind the net. Laxonen's waiting for it. Scott Swanson turns it over on Laxonen's stick, but he doesn't control it, and then it's grabbed by Remickle and fired the length of the ice. Into the corner goes Wallinheimo, and he skates with it for a while behind the net before putting it on the right wing for Anderson, or for Laaksonen. Touch pass to Petri Gunther, broken up by the Tigers, sent to neutral ice, and then Bob Needham slaps it right back in. Time for one more Pioneer rush, but Chad Hartnell's going to give Petri Gunther fits in the corner. So is Brian Swanson. May create something short-handed here. Hartnell holding two Pioneers at bay. Warren Smith and Petri Gunther. Now Comrie comes in, and Hartnell's got him held at bay. Four Pioneers in the zone, trying to hold off Chad Hartnell. And a huge roar from the crowd. Pioneers turn it over, and Brian Swanson nearly had a short-handed attempt. Power play is over. Tigers clear it. And the crowd cheers. Puck behind the net, centering pass to Shane. Now to Geronazzo, backhands it towards the net, intercepted by Veras and cleared out right to Shane at neutral ice. Tigers picking up the intensity here. Back skating is Eric Root. To neutral ice to Geronazzo. Gets a piece of it, dumps it in deep. There'll be an icing call. 10-11 to go. Second period. We'll take another timeout here. 2-2 tie back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Hockey.
Why does the Volvo 850 have front-wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and a special winter drive mode? To help ensure that you won't be walking in a winter wonderland.
Bob Pincus Volvo, your Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
Here we go. We're back to action. Travis Shane wins the draw. Peter Geronazzo picks it up. Left wing to Colin Schmidt. Tigers have a 3-on-3. Schmidt at the left point. Isn't quite under control. Dumps it into the corner. He's wrestled to the ice. They're holding him down. He fights his way up. Geronazzo picks it up, tries to center, and it's cleared out. Comes in slowly on Bach. He slides it to Calvin Elfring. Elfring has it poked off his stick by Klasnick. Darren in there to help dig it out. Now he's got help from Anders Bjork. Pioneers have a man open. Here it is. Couldn't control it. Now he gets a wrist shot off that's wide. Bach behind the net. Boy, Ryan Hacker was all alone. Couldn't control the puck. Picked up far side by Darren. Centers, man open. Passes too high. Tigers dodge a bullet. Travis Shane leaves it behind. Grabbed by Klasnick through the corner. Comes back to Shane. Shane plays the body. Grabs the puck to Elfring. Touch pass to Schmidt. Tigers back 2-on-2. Schmidt and Geronazzo. Schmidt moves it into the high slot. Slides it into the low slot. And then there's a collision. Tigers pick it up. And T.J. Tanberg just missed, stuffing it into an empty net. He's ridden off the puck, no call. Tigers forecheck to keep it in. Scott Swanson turns it on net. Wallinheimo the save with the blocker. Tanberg to Geronazzo far side. Winds up, takes the drive. Wallinheimo the glove save with both Schmidt and Shane breaking in for the rebound. And the pipes come off their moorings as Schmidt is shoved into the cage by Kelly Hollingshead. 9 minutes to go in the period. And we've got a 2-2 tie. And Wallinheimo taking a ceremonial walk to the far side. He is a showman. No question about it. Faceoff will come in the Pioneer end. Next week it's a trip to Minnesota, and Tiger Pride has put together a trip that has been sold out for some time. The Tiger Pride is going to be putting a lot of other things together in the future, so be a part of the new way to celebrate Tiger Athletics. Join Tiger Pride. And you'll be hearing more about that throughout the weekend. There's also a trip planned to the Final Five in Milwaukee. Details to come on these broadcasts. Puck up the near side. Carey gets the Pioneers out of the zone. Lost it slowly into the near corner. Bodker will get there first. Backhands it up the near side to Darren Clark. Doesn't clear it out. Kept in by Petri Gunther. Near side to Laxton. Centering pass. Fox takes it off the stick of Brent Carey, who was bottled up by Brian Swanson. Now Brian has it far side, looking for Clark. Carey breaks it up. Tigers scooted to the blue line, kept in by Kidd. Now Clark tries to get it out. Kidd pokes it right back in. Clark to Scott Swanson, comes in at the left point, works his way into the slot, fires, broken up in traffic, retrieves, sends it across the goal line to the far side. In the far corner, the Tigers' Brian Swanson keeps it alive to Darren Clark. Clark tied up, wants to push it to the point, now tries to center, poked away. Andy Laxton picks it up, clears it out. Icing call on the Pioneers with 8:06 to go in the second period of play. Both teams take this opportunity to change up. Those are our numbers. 8:06 to go in the period, 2-2 deadlock. If you're joining us late on Sports Radio, AM 1240 KRDO, or Cable Channel 7 from KRDO TV 13, Pioneers scored first, Anders Bjork, and then two power play goals. Not quite 3 minutes after the Pioneers goal within a minute 22 by Jason Goodmanson and Colin Schmidt put the Tigers even and ahead. There's a good look at Don Adam. Not his best side. Veteran official in the WCHA working tonight's game with Mike Brandt. There's Tim Swider, the linesman from Colorado Springs, as Chad Remickle steps in to take the draw. Scott Swanson and Jay McNeil assisted on Jason Goodmanson's goal, and Eric Rude, who threaded the needle from midway in the Tiger zone all the way to the DU blue line to Colin Schmidt, set up the other power play goal. Antti Laakkonen's 21st goal of the season in the second period has brought us to the 2-2 tie. Now the faceoff. Puck in the corner. Picked up by Ryan Hacker. Up the far side to Comrie. Backhands it to neutral ice, and he's got Murphy. And it's 2-on-1. Murphy now runs into Warren Smith and has to dish to the corner. Pioneers give up a good scoring chance. Comrie digs it out in the corner, tries to center. Broken up by the Tigers' Chad Hartman. Grabbed by Elfring. Flips it high to neutral ice, looking for Remickle. It is gloved by Travis Smith, and then he flips it high into the Zamboni corner of the Tiger end. Picked up by the Tigers. Lead past the Remickle. Misfires. Pioneers keep it in. Murphy wants to center it. Broken up by the captain. And Eric Root starts up the near side. Now gets help from Chad Hartman. Hartnell comes in along the right side. Has McNeil trailing. Fires the wrist shot just wide. It comes back to neutral ice and into the Tiger zone. Brian Waldo will go after it. Both teams will make a change here with 7:15 left in the period. Waldo slides it up the near side looking for Austin. Gets a piece of it. Tanberg will go after it in the corner. Wallinheimo gets there first. Sends it up the near side. It hits the protective netting in the corner and a stoppage of play. Tigers 2. Pioneers 2. Pioneers, as we look at the WCHA standings, are 8 points behind the Tigers. They could help themselves with a pair of wins. And with Minnesota losing tonight, there's even more incentive for Denver to win. Colorado College won't do anything but maintain its 2-point lead regardless of what happens if the Gophers do lose. But Minnesota, or Denver, could put itself within contention again here with another shot at the Tigers tomorrow night. They do not play the Gophers the rest of the year in the regular season. Puck free along the near boards. Dug out by Johnny Austin to Brian Waldo. The drive deflected in traffic before it gets to Wallinheimo. Needham keeps it in. Backhands it behind the net. Goodmanson there, but it's picked up by Hollingshead. Tanberg has him wrapped up and comes to the point to Needham. Needham looks to throw it on net. He does. Blocker stopped by Wallinheimo, who was surprised by the height of that shot. It comes to the far side. Needham tries to keep it in. Now gets some help from Austin. Austin at the point, down low, looking for Waldo. Can't get a stick on it. Retrieves it in the corner, sends it on net, and Wallinheimo stops it with the glove. 6:22 remaining now in the second period. Still a 2-2 tie since Antti Laakkonen scored 23 seconds into the period. As you get a look at Sinuhe Wallinheimo from Jyväskylä, Finland. 14-4-1 is his record. 3.03 goals allowed this year. .899 saves percentage. His opponent, Ryan Bach, in the Tiger net, has a 904 saves percentage all games and a .899 in the WCHA. Remember, he started down around 8.6 and has been pulling his saves percentage up week to week. Schmidt wins the draw, kicks it to the corner to Geronazzo, bottled up by Petri Gunther. Schmidt comes down to help out. Good look at the work in the corner there as Schmidt frees it up again for Geronazzo. Geronazzo tries to send it behind the net, bottled up by Kidd. Shane comes in to help out, pokes it to Schmidt. Schmidt behind the net, grabbed by Petri Gunther. Up the far side, Comrie tries to get it out. Elfring keeps it in. To Shane in the corner. Shane trying to work himself free, gets some help from Geronazzo. Tries to send it behind the net to Schmidt, who's alone, but it hits Don Adam, and the Pioneers get out. Up with it comes Murphy, working one-on-one with Scott Swanson. Swanson sweeps him to the far boards, but he centers. Here comes a shot by Warren Smith. Save Ryan Bach, and they tap it in for the rebound. Tigers were late getting back. He had no help. The Tigers just sat and watched this rush by the Pioneers. And Ryan Bach had absolutely no help on that play. No help whatsoever. And it's now a 3-2 game. Boy, the Tigers had just worked themselves very hard in the offensive zone. A pass that hits the official breaks up a scoring chance behind the net, and then they stood around and watched as the Pioneers came back the other way. 5:40 left in the period, 14:20 in. Here's the replay. And watch Klasnick work himself in, get the shot, the rebound, and the tap in by Charlie Host. And now we're back to action here. Actually was scored by Comrie, and Classic should have had an assist on that, but it is Murphy and Warren Smith who wind up with the assist. Puck hits the protected netting with 5:19 to go in the period. We'll take a timeout here. Tigers now trail 3-2. We'll be back. This is Tiger Hockey.
Now is the time. Fly nonstop to the beautiful beaches of Mazatlan, Mexico. Stay at the beautiful 5-star mega resort of El Cid. Our round-trip airfare from Colorado Springs starts at $199 per person, included in a luxury package of 3 nights for $369. Restrictions and airport taxes apply. There is no time to waste. Reserve your spot today. Have your travel agent call Detours at 1-800-755-7754.
We're back to action. Tigers now trailing for the second time tonight. They trailed 1-0. Caught up, took the lead 2-1. Now surrendered the lead with an equalizer and a go-ahead in this period. Tigers in front of the net. Shot. Wallinheimo the save. Pioneers sweep it. Whistle stoppage of play. Tigers have a man in the net, and Wallinheimo gives him a pat on the helmet as he fell in over him. I think that was Chad Remickle who wound up in the net. And Wallinheimo just gave a pat on the helmet. These two guys are regular warriors with one another. 4 years together in the WCHA as Wallinheimo takes on a little liquid refreshment in front of his own net. That was a good scoring chance. Tigers have had a couple tonight. They've cashed in on their power play chances, but their even strength chances they have not been able to finish off. And now with 24 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in this contest, they need another equalizer here. Lots of time left. They need to start finishing off, and they certainly need to help out defensively. Puck in the far corner of the Denver zone. Pioneers try to clear. Tigers break it up. And out comes Anderson looking for carry. Broken up by Brian Swanson. It comes into the Tiger zone. Gathered in by Darren Clark. Slides it across the front of the net to Needham. He tries to hit Bodker. They don't connect. It does come to neutral ice. Brent Carey to Anthony Laxton. His return pass looking for Anderson. Intercepted by Darren Clark. Gets around Laxton. Gets in. Wants to center, but nobody's coming in. And the pass comes all the way to the near side. Needham keeps it in. Sends it behind the net. Grab there on the far side. Now the pass intercepted behind the net by Brian Swanson. Center's bent open. Bodker fans. Needham picks it up. Goes through it on net. Save Wallinheimo. Free on Brian Swanson. Back out to Needham on another save. Here's Root. Tigers have something working here. Fires from the slot. Tipped one kick wide of the net. Pioneers pick it up, and I think Karulik will just try to clear it. He gets it to the blue line and then to neutral ice. Tigers send it back in, and they're offside. Boy, the Tigers had the puck right in front of the net, and Wallinheimo on 3 occasions there and couldn't finish off. And right now they're making Wallinheimo look pretty good. But they are starting to pick up the intensity offensively. Off the ice goes the checking line of Swanson, Clark, and Bodker as a paper airplane finds its way onto the ice in the Denver zone. Mike Darron will pick it up, hand it to Mike Brandt. And Mike will hand it to the officials. And a faceoff will come above the Pioneer blue line. 4:03 to go. Second period, Tigers trailing 3-2. As you listen to Tiger Hockey on Sports Radio, AM 1240, KRDO, Colorado Springs, Colorado, and on cable channel. This game on TV 13, News 13, at 10 o'clock tonight. And Vince Greco and Mark will have all the details of a busy day in sports as we get ready for the face-off here at neutral ice above the DU blue line near side. Minnesota having their heads handed to them in Grand Forks, North Dakota, but the Tigers so far unable to capitalize. And of course they're working on 23 straight here without a loss in this building. 22 in the WCHA since the loss to Duluth here last January. Pioneers poke it to neutral ice. Waldo wrestles for it. Pioneers come up with it. Petri Gunther comes in. No look behind the back to Klasnick. Centers. Tigers break it up. Waldo picks it up. Right wing to Jay McNeil. One of the Pioneers fell down, but McNeil didn't take advantage. Here's the drive that Wallinheimo knocks down off the stick of McNeil. Jay retrieves, tries to send it to the point, puts it right on the stick of Anders Bjork, who had the first goal for the Pioneers. works himself free into the corner. Now bottled up by Elfring. Elfring pokes it to the point. Pioneers keep it in. Wrist shot deflected in the goal. It got through Ryan Bach, deflected in traffic, and the Pioneers now have another one here in the second period of play. 3:18 to go. That one Ryan had no chance on because it was redirected in traffic. 16:42 in. It's now a 4-2 Denver lead. They have 3 unanswered goals, another even strength goal, and it's beginning to look like this is upset night in the WCHA. We'll keep it right here. There's the Pioneer bench. You can imagine they're elated. They've had a couple of lucky bounces and a little bit of help from the Tigers, who have been lax defensively. And suddenly they have a 2-goal lead, and the Tigers have a mountain to climb as you look at the replay. Dave Klasnick with the goal, Karulik with one of the assists, and Anders Bjork with an assist. He now has a goal and an assist tonight. 14th assist of the year for Bjork. For Karulik, his 10th assist of the year, and for Klasnick, who was a walk-on, he now has 11 goals this season. Here's Hollingshead. He's in. He shoots. He's over the crossbar. Tigers down with 2:53 to go and counting, and now down by 2 goals. Seemingly in control of this game at 2-1 to start the second period. Out they come, Goodmanson and Austin. Austin carries in, drop pass for Needham. Tigers offside. I don't know how they call that one. It was Austin who carried it in, and they may say Goodmanson was offside coming in from the right wing. But this Tiger team has slipped into a couple of its infamous mental lapses that occurred at Anchorage, that occurred against Michigan Tech. And it's just very difficult to get 60 minutes out of this team for some reason. 4-2 is our score, as they'll face it off above the blue line at neutral ice in front of the Tiger bench. It really hurts with Minnesota losing big at Grand Forks tonight. Chance to pad the standings by 2 points, but there's still a period and 2.5 minutes to go. Let's see what the Tigers have in them. Here's Elfring, left side into the corner, now behind the net, to Shane, to Geronazzo in the near corner. Geronazzo comes up towards the point, backhands it down low. Shane will go after it in the corner, now behind the net. Schmidt, who's usually camped out there, is nowhere to be seen. Pioneers pick it up, clear it out. And back the other way comes Ferris. He's bottled up near side by Elfring. Grabbed by Root, tries to clear it out, and he hits the protective netting. And we've got a stoppage of play. We'll take our last time out of period number 1. 4-2 Denver, 3 unanswered goals. This is Tiger hockey.
We've always known that Volvo is one of the safest cars on the road and one of the industry's most innovative cars. But did you know that it's also a Colorado snow car? Yep, the Volvo 850 with front-wheel drive. It allows you to maneuver and hold the road in tough situations, the kind of Colorado winter can dish out and get you where you're going in style. The Volvo 850s, sedans, and sports wagons, our front-wheel drive answer to your Colorado winters.
We're back to action here. Darren Clark with the puck, tries to push it through neutral ice. Pioneers poke it away. Comes near side. Elfring slaps it into the Pioneer zone. Kicked right out by Kidd, intercepted by Darren Clark. It's sent right back in. Wallinheimo comes to the far side of the cage to put his team in transition. Pioneers bring it to Brent Carey, slapped away by Elfring. It comes to neutral ice. Elfring has his pocket picked by Eric Anderson. Anderson goes in the far side, centers, and it comes free to the near corner. Oh, and now the Tigers, Elfring turns it over. It's poked to the point. Grabbed there by Carey, sent through the corner. Tigers are down 4-2, and the international line only has one of the 4 Pioneer goals. When they get hot, this could really be trouble. And they have it behind the Tiger net. Here's Laxinen. Works himself free. Tries to send it up the near side. Clark intercepts. Darren Clark takes it back from Brian Swanson. Accelerates. Tries to get past Karulik, but it's poked off his stick by Karulik. Now it's sent in deep. Pioneers come right back the other way. They got a 3-on-1. Here's Carey. Flips to center. He does, but it's too hard. Goes through the far side. Tigers dodge a bullet there. Now the other way. Scott Swanson to Brian Swanson. Gets around Karulik. He's in. He shoots. Wallinheimo makes the save, and the puck just dribbles past the near post. Brian Swanson took Wallinheimo off his skates. Couldn't finish off. Wallinheimo made the initial save, and it bounced off of him and then rolled right towards the left post and almost into the net. Stoppage of play as there's an illegal use of the stick, and the face-off will come at neutral ice. Well, Brian Swanson nearly brought this crowd to its feet. Karulik fell down. Swanson accelerated around him and blew in on Wallinheimo unmolested, deked, Wallinheimo off his skates, tried to backhand it over him. He got a piece of it, and it trickled behind him and rolled off the near side of the post and the end iron to the corner. Face-off will be, as I mentioned, at neutral ice. The illegal use of the stick will bring the puck above the Denver blue line. With 53 seconds to go in the period, Tigers have a 2-goal hill to climb here as they try to pick up a total of 4 points on the Gophers. 2 they don't get, 2 the Tigers get. As the Pioneers take it into their zone and try to clear it out, it's deflected off the stick of Chad Remickle into the end zone screen, and there'll be a face-off again across the Denver blue line. 48 seconds left in the period, and a 4-2 Denver lead. They've had 3 unanswered goals this period. 2 of them within a span of 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And again, the Laxton and Carey Anderson line has only 1 of the 4 goals. Lead pass to McNeil, doesn't catch up with it. Now he picks it up, fires a drive over the crossbar, comes to the near side. Rebound to the point, kept in by Scott Swanson. Goes far side to McNeil. Kidd gets there first, clears it out. Grabbed by Darren. Pioneers come back the other way. Darren sends it near corner with 28 seconds left in the period. Behind the net, Scott Swanson. Up the far side to Chad Hart to McNeil. McNeil doesn't control it. Now he retrieves it in front of the Tiger bench with 18 seconds left. Works himself in. Pulls up alongside Kidd. To Hart. Hartnell's open. Wrist shot. Goal! No, they're going to wave it off. Hartnell scored. The Tigers push the cage off the moorings low, and they'll wave off the goal. There was a collision in front. The goal post came off their moorings, and now Wallinheimo comes out to signify that there's no goal. Boy, he's an insider, I'll tell you. There was a collision in front, and the goal is disallowed. Now, Eric Rude wants an explanation. Now, let's see if there's going to be a penalty here with 12 seconds to go. And the crowd obviously very unhappy. 12. Apparently, here we're going to see the replay. Now watch what happens right out front. Here's Hartnell. Hartnell gets the wrist shot, but the Tigers already had Chad Remickle on the post and a collision with Darren, and that's why there was no goal allowed. Darren had taken Remickle in where Wallinheimo could not defend his turf, and the goal was waved off. Face-off won by the Tigers with 10 seconds left. Sent into the corner with 8 seconds left. Can they get a shot off? Oh, got a whistle as one of the Tigers is ridden into the boards. And an icing call on CC off the face-off. Now they'll bring it back into the Tiger end, and now comes the danger with 5 seconds left of the Pioneers getting off a quick shot late in the period. And a goal here could be devastating. CC needs to get it into high gear in the third period. We'll have all the exciting action for you after the intermission. We're going to hear from 4 of the Tiger players on what they feel they needed to do today and how important the goal pan is to them. Right now, they're champing at the bit with Minnesota having it handed to them. Face-off sends the puck into the Zamboni corner, now throws it up behind the net, and that's where the period will come to an end. Period 2 is over, a productive period for the Pioneers. They win it 3-0 and have a 4-2 lead after 2. 1 period remains. We'll be back to summarize in 2 minutes. This is Tiger Hockey.
For every fall that ends, there is a winter about to begin. For every snowstorm, there's a chance the office will close. And for every unplowed road or snowy rush hour commute, there is now the front-wheel drive 850 sports wagon from Volvo. Why should kids be the only ones to have fun in the snow?
Bob Pincus Volvo, Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
Only one team can keep up with the CC Tigers, the News 13 sports team. The one team you count on for Tiger highlights and interviews all season long. News 13 bringing you more local sports. The Peak 95.1 kicked off 1996 by giving you the Super Bowl. Now we're giving you the Super Bowl of music, the Grammy Awards, all the stars, all the spectacle, and you could be there. Just listen to the Peak 95.1 for all the details. Another season of exciting Colorado college hockey is here. You won't want to miss the action as the Tigers defend their back-to-back WCHA titles. Get your tickets now by calling 472-6508. And when you can't be there, listen to all the games home and away on Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO.
It's up to the blue line, and it's over. The Tigers are champions. The Tigers are champions.
Colorado College Hockey. The cup stays here. The stories that inform you. The stories that disturb you. The stories that touch you. They are all stories that affect you. And no other local news team covers them like News 13, day or night. Fast, accurate, bringing you the whole story. Southern Colorado's most comprehensive local newscast. News 13. Everywhere, every day.
Welcome back to the Cadet Ice Arena at the Air Force Academy, where Colorado College struggling with the University of Denver, the only team they've lost to all year long, and they're having their hands tied again by this club, and it's a little different this time around. In the second period, just 23 seconds in, Antti Laaksonen blew a goal past Ryan Bach, set up by Eric Anderson for an even-strength goal to tie things at 2 apiece. But the Pioneers wound up with 3 more goals in the period, and none of them came from an international line. That was the key the Tigers felt, was to stop that line. If they could do that, they could win this game. But now they're on the short end of a 4-2 score. The other 2 goals came from the Pioneers' Paul Comrie and from Dave Klasnick, and those 2 goals came within a span of 2 minutes and 22 seconds midway through the second period of play, and that's where we stand at 4-2. Saves in the second period. Ryan Bach stopped 7 of 10. He now has 17 saves out of 21 shots he's looked at. The shots are even. The Pioneers' Sinuhe Wallinheimo has also looked at 21 shots, but in the totals here, he has 19 saves. He stopped all 10 of the 10 shots the Tigers took in period number 2. So the shots are even, but the score is not. It's 4-2 Denver. Penalties. 2 penalties in the first period for Denver, 1 penalty for the Tigers in the second period. It did not lead to a power play goal. All of Denver's goals were even strength. When we come back, we've got several Tiger players. Peter Geronazzo, Judd Lambert, Chad Hartnell, and Stuart Bottker to talk about what they needed to do this weekend, how important the series is, and what that goal pan means to them in this DU-CC rivalry. Stay with us. There's a lot more coming. We'll be back. This is Tiger Hockey.
Performances only on the Peak 95.1.
Welcome back to the Cadet Ice Arena, and if you are a Tiger hockey fan, there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is that North Dakota has ended Minnesota's unbeaten streak at 15 straight in the WCHA. That would have taken the Tigers towards their record of 18 straight when those 2 teams met in Minneapolis next week, but that will not happen now. They have lost. Minnesota has lost to North Dakota by a score of 8-2. That's the good news for Tiger hockey fans. The bad news was Denver leading 4-2. Right now, the Pioneers are undefeated, 14-0, when leading after period number 2. And, of course, 2 of those wins have come against Colorado College. So that's, in a nutshell, what the Tigers are facing. Now we're going to hear from some of the Tiger players. The players know that to win this series, they will have to play physical.
The way we're going to have to play to be successful against them. They're a good skating team. They've got some great offense and talent, but I think we're going to have to play like we did that Sunday to get a win. We're going to have to be physical and not be afraid to get in mess it up a little bit and get some ugly goals, some rebound goals. And I think it's going to be a fight for everything you can get type of game. And I think whoever comes out fighting the hardest is going to win that game.
I think we'll probably see a game much like that Sunday game here, just because it's such a rivalry. I mean, the students are going to be going nuts, and Wallinheimo, he's crazy. He gets everybody going. I think it's going to be just as physical.
So we can throw the body during the game, but I don't think we should let ourselves get off our game plan. We have to concentrate on what we have to do during the game and not worry about the stuff after the whistle. Plus, we lose half of our players for penalties after the whistle too. So if we can stay out of the box, we'll be all right.
It's always fun to play them because the rivalry's there, and two pretty good teams playing their hearts out, and that there's going to be a lot of hitting, a lot of physical stuff going on, and tempers are going to be flaring.
Beyond being physical, this series will turn on the scoring of Peter Geronazzo and Colin Schmidt, who have been rather quiet of late. Meanwhile, it'll also turn on the scoring of Chad Hartnell and Jay McNeil, who have been on fire.
Our line's clicking right now. I can't complain about the way things are going. I just seem to get the puck to Jay or Chad and end up getting points out of it, so I can't complain about anything. The next 4 games are immensely huge for us. We got to go in there and look to win, at least 3 of the 4 games, because they're the top 2 teams other than us in the league, and to go in there looking for anything less is really going to put us in a bad position by the end of the year.
Then Stuart Bodker has to keep Antti Laaksonen quiet.
Well, see, Laaksonen's line, I think Anderson, Laaksonen, and who else is on there? Carey. Those 3 guys, if we can shut those guys down, that's basically their only line that can produce. So if we can shut their line down, and Schmitty and Jerry, of course, score like they normally do, and same with Remy and Jaybird, we should be all right.
Just as 1 and 1 add up to 2, physical play with discipline, plus shutting down the international line means the gold pan.
It's relatively brand new, but nevertheless, Denver has it. And even talking to a few of their players, they like to rub it in a little bit, and it's starting to get their tradition back up to where it used to be. And we need to get it back just to have the bragging rights for Colorado.
We don't think about the goal pan a whole lot, but we know it's there, and it's something we really take pride in, and something we want to win. And we let it slip away last year, and we want to get it back. And that's an added incentive for us this weekend.
Yes, it would be added incentive this weekend for the Colorado College Tigers, but right now it doesn't appear like it's much incentive. They're down 4-2. They scored 2 unanswered goals to tie and then take the lead, but in the second period, Denver had it all their way, 3 goals, and they now have the lead 4-2. When we come back, the third period just around the corner. Stay with us. This is Tiger Hockey.
Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO has joined forces with the ESPN Radio Network to bring Colorado Springs the best sports programming available. Weekdays at 5, join ABC sportscaster Brett Musburger for an update on the major breaking sports news of the day on SportsBeat. And listen in twice a day for ESPN's All-Star Extra Point commentaries. The ESPN Network on Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO. All sports, all talk, all day.
Monday on ABC. Watch Murder One.
Richard Cross has met with police investigators as a courtesy.
Richard Cross is innocent. We arrested Neil Sinuhe and Jessica Costello and his inconsistent statements to the police.
Hip deep in a rape homicide.
Neil confessed to killing Jessica. 2 O'Connor sisters died.
So Jonathan told to Richard Cross. There's never been a better time to watch Murder One.
Then later, join the News 13 10 o'clock report right here on TV 13.
The stories that inform you. The stories that disturb you. The stories that touch you. They are all stories that affect you. And no other local news team covers them like News 13, day or night. Fast, accurate, bringing you the whole story. Southern Colorado's most comprehensive local newscast. News 13. Everywhere, every day.
We are back at the Cadet Ice Arena. The Colorado College Tigers get a nice hand from their crowd, hoping that something will happen here in the second or the third stanza. That did not happen in the second. They need to hold the University of Denver at bay and put a couple in the net to equalize things. North Dakota finishing off Minnesota tonight, 8-2. The Michigan Tech Huskies and St. Cloud State Huskies playing to a 4-4 drive. Wisconsin beating Duluth 4-2, and underway here shortly in Anchorage will be the Northern Michigan Wildcats and the Alaska Seawolves. Both teams have returned to the ice. As you get a look at Chad Remickle, boy, Chad has been in a slump offensively. Don Lucia pointed out during the pregame show that Remickle, Geronazzo, Schmidt, and McNeil have got to come through. And so far tonight, they haven't. It's been Jason Goodmanson with an assist from McNeil on the power play, and Schmidt with a nice lead pass from Eric Rude, but they have not finished off some other chances they've had. Peter Geronazzo's had a couple of good ones. As you look at George Gwazducky, the head coach of the Pioneers, he has developed a system which is very, very solid in beating Colorado College, but it has been outside his system that the Pioneers have been successful. Don Lucia, wonder what he said to his Tigers as they break their huddle for the third period. Laxonen's line has one of the 4 goals. The other goals have come from people who have not scored against Colorado College this year and have been lines that the Tigers did not expect to deal with here. Now Ryan Bach will steady himself as you look at the Pioneers. Final instructions for Sinuhe Wallinheimo. You know their captains are talking up. Minnesota has lost. They have the lead on the Tigers. They can close this race down to 4 points on Minnesota and 6 on CC, and maybe turn the whole thing around if they sweep the Tigers this weekend. Many people have written them off as not being in the hunt. Well, they're very much in the hunt given what's happened at Grand Forks tonight and what is happening here at the Cadet Ice Arena. The Tigers have not lost here in the last 23 games. They've not lost here in the last 22 WCHA games. Their last loss came to Duluth last January. And now we get ready for the face-off at center ice. And let's see what the Tigers come up with here in period number 3 as they skate left to right across your radio dial and your television screen. They fire it in on Wallinheimo off the opening face-off. Tigers keep it in. Quick shot from the point. Wallinheimo has to make a save there. Tigers forechecking now. Swanson in the corner. Anderson picks it up, slides it behind the net to Laxonen near side. Conti goes back behind the net again. This time to Karulik, puts it up the far side. Forechecking Tigers can't keep it in, but they do not allow the Pioneers to break out. Eric Rude picks it up, pulls up behind the net, waits for his teammates to fill the passing lanes. It's bottled up now, has Eric Anderson in front of the net. He doesn't want to turn it over there. Goes to the far corner, backhanded through neutral ice. Icing call is waved off. It'll go across the end line. Tigers will make a shift change. So will the Pioneers. Up with it, Petri Gunther. Gunther loops back through his own zone as his teammates have not filled the passing lanes. Tries to clear it out, kept in by Schmidt. Backhanded for Travis Shane. It goes through the corner. Geronazzo digs it out. He's pinned to the boards. And the senior from Trail, British Columbia, gets some help from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, Travis Shane. Now Geronazzo gets a shot off, and Schmidt scores! Caleb Schmidt scores! Off the assist of Peter Geronazzo. They caught Wallinheimo on a rebound, and finally the Tigers put an end to the 3-goal run of the Pioneers. The Tigers are back within 1 with 18:54 to play here at the Cadet Ice Arena, and it's the old reliable firm. Colin Schmidt working on the hat trick. Peter Geronazzo with the assist as the Tigers get one back. Even strength here. Just 1 minute and 6 seconds in to period number 3. 18:54 left. Here's the replay. Watch the work in the corner. Gleneagle one shot. Rebound loose down the Schmidt from Gleneagle. Goal. Right there it is. Tigers are back within one here at the Cadet Ice Arena. Face-off will come at center ice. Maybe that'll be the spark that ignites the Tigers. Don Lucia said the Stars have to shine. The crowd is on its feet, and the Stars at the moment are shining. Colin Schmidt, second goal of the night, 14th of the season. And now the Tigers have it again. Hartnell races in, got an alley, comes to the near side, and the Tigers are offside. We'll take a timeout here as they reset. Back in 30 seconds, this is Tiger hockey.
We've always known that Volvo is one of the safest cars on the road and one of the industry's most innovative cars. But did you know that it's also a Colorado snow car? Yeah, the Volvo 850 with front-wheel drive. It allows you to maneuver and hold the road in tough situations, the kind a Colorado winter can dish out and get you where you're going in style. The Volvo 850s, sedans and sports wagons, our front-wheel drive answer to your Colorado winters.
Come back to the Cadet Ice Arena. There's been some debris thrown on the ice, and the officials have now warned the Colorado College bench that if the debris continues to come, the Tigers may be hit with a penalty. The Don Lucia motioning to the crowd not to throw things. He doesn't want a penalty here. This is the warning that comes after something is thrown on the ice. And the public address announcer is warning the crowd, too, if there's anything else thrown on the ice, the potential of a penalty is there. Don Lucia turns his attention towards the student crowd, which is located up in the northeast corner of this building. And it's been standing most of the night. It's on its feet right now. And now we've got a discussion over in front of the Pioneer bench. Kelly Hollingshead, the captain of the Pioneers, trying to get a word in edgewise with the officials, but Don Adams and Mike Brandt says, let's play hockey. And we'll play 5-on-5 here. The goal for the Tigers was even strength, by the way. And we're back underway. Scott Swanson sends it in to the near corner. Travis Smith picks it up, works himself up the near side boards, tries to clear it out, overshoots one man. That's Anders Bjork. Scott Swanson to Remickle to Hartnell. Hartnell works around Bork, down low to Remickle. Remickle loses an edge and goes down. Puck comes free in the corner. They try to clear it out. Needham keeps it in. Centers. Intercepted by the Pioneers. And then Remickle takes it right back. And the Tigers, if they can center it, have a 3-on-2. Now to Hartnell, and Hartnell can't control it. And Bjork takes it off his stick to the corner. Now behind the net, why the Pioneers got back really quickly as the Tigers had a possible 3-on-2 towards the net. Now behind the net, Travis Smith up on the right wing. To Ryan Hacker, to Anders Bjork, full head of steam, right point, gets around Needham, gets down low, Needham pokes it away at the last moment and drifts behind the net. Squirts free to the near circle. Darren picks it up. Darren goes towards the corner, working one-on-one with Needham. Bob holds him up. Klasnick and John Austin in there. Scott Swanson comes in to help out. He dishes it behind the net. Tries to go far side in the corner to Canberra. Canberra kicks it back to Scott Swanson. Now behind the net, near side to Needham. Back to Scott Swanson. Tigers start to swirl. To Goodmanson, full head of steam, carries it into the left point, loses control momentarily. Canberra picks it up far side. Goodmanson is decked, there's no call. Canberra after in the corner. Hollingshead holds him up. Goodmanson gets into the fray. 4 players in the scrum in the far corner. 17:21 to play. Tigers down 4-3. Goodmanson tries to dig it out. Canberra's got it wedged against the boards with his skate, and we've got a stoppage of play. We'll take a timeout here with a 4-3 Denver lead. Back in a moment. This is Tiger Hockey.
You matter because of who you are. You matter to the last moment of your life. The end need not be a lonely, painful time. Pikes Peak Hospice is committed to a unique concept of compassionate care, providing physical, emotional, and spiritual comfort to help enrich and celebrate each remaining day in an atmosphere of love for those who are dying as well as those who are grieving. When medical science can no longer add more days to life, then turn to Pikes Peak Hospice to add more life to each and every day.
Face-off far circle. Puck still in the circle. Pioneers pick it up. Clear it to the right wing. Out of the zone. Comes Carey. Dumps it deep into the near corner Tiger zone. Ryan Bach clears it up the far side for Darren Clark. Races for the check. And walks away from Antti Laaksonen and Brent Carey. Still skating. Now sends it ahead to Brian Swanson. Can't quite control it. And there will be an icing call here as Brian Swanson couldn't get his stick on it. Boy, Darren Clark had a wide open Brian Swanson, had maybe a little more on the pass than he needed to. And the Tigers are guilty of icing. 16:54 is our time remaining. Tigers are still down by a goal. They have broken Denver's 3-goal unanswered spree with a goal 106 into this period. And a beauty it was, Colin Schmidt beating Sinuhe Wallinheimo inside the left knee pad and the right post. And we got a 4-3 barn burner now. Again, that CC student section comprising the northeastern portion of the stands on the east side is on its feet, has been on its feet most of the night. Jam-packed crowd here. Same two teams tomorrow night. We're on the air from Denver at 6:45. Puck behind the Tiger net. This is the international lineup. There, Anderson up top. Oh, there's an alley, a shot. Oh, I think they hit the post with that one to the far side. Rebound is dug out in the corner by Bodker. Behind the net, near side to Needham. Now it comes to Clark. Back to Needham. To Scott Swanson, trying to fight his way through. A hit by the Pioneers' Petri Gunther. Gunther just levels Brian Swanson. Crowd wants a call. There will be none, and the puck deflects into the protective netting at the south end. Boy, Swanson was really held up, and then Gunther got a forearm up underneath his chin and pulled him off his skates. Face-off coming with 16:29 remaining here in the third period. Tigers down 4-3 here at the Cadet Ice Arena. Swanson will work against Anderson. Tim Swider drops the puck. Darren Clark pokes it towards the slot. Pioneers try to clear it out. Eric Rude can't quite keep it in. Sends it far side to Needham. Now to Stu Bodker. Oh, he's sandwiched between Brian Swanson and Eric Anderson, and the puck comes free. Anderson winds up with it. Then Brian Swanson pokes it free behind the Pioneer net. Gathered in there by Petri Gunther. Sent to the blue line. The Tigers poke it right back down low. Kidd behind the net. Checked by Clark. Puck comes free to Brian Swanson. Far corner. Into the board. Now gets help from Needham. Drives it behind the net with 16:59 to go in the period. In a 4-3 Denver lead. Kidd picks it up behind the net. Now the Pioneers will get out. Long shift for this international line. And now in comes Carey. Got an angle. Now he loses control of the puck. Eric Root bottles him up. Puck comes to the point. Pioneers keep it in. Carey behind the net. Needham pins him to the board. Root comes in to help out. Carey holds his ground. Now Bodker comes down to help. Clark comes down to help. Two Pioneers holding the 4 Tigers hostage. Clark pokes it to the point, kept in. Here's a drive by Ryan Hacker, knocked down by Brian Swanson. It comes to the near corner. Pioneers now finally make a change. Needham picks it up, disrupts the clearing pass, and the Pioneers will get to keep it in. Now it's grabbed by Brian Swanson. He's behind the net. Tigers need a line change here, too. Brian Swanson carries the neutral ice, tries to push it around Comrie, does, sends it into the DU zone. Tigers make a change. Pioneers come up with the puck. Hacker sends it off the near side and deep into the Tiger zone, and an icing call with 15:04 left in the period. We'll take a timeout here. Pioneers lead 4-3. This is Tiger hockey.
Why does the Volvo 850 have front-wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and a special winter drive mode? To help ensure that you won't be walking into winter wonderland.
Bob Pink is Volvo, your Colorado Springs Volvo dealer.
Good look at Colin Schmidt, who's working at the hat trick for the Tigers. Has 2 of the Tigers' 3 goals tonight. The other belongs to Jason Goodmanson. Schmidt, who's been in a scoring slump, has broken out of it tonight. Peter Geronazzo has assisted on 1 of his goals, and Eric Rude on the other. 4-3 Denver lead. Pioneers have not lost when leading after 2 periods, as you get a look at Ryan Bach squaring himself up at the other end of the rink. Face off near circle. Schmidt looks to win the draw. Does to Geronazzo. Wrist shot. Wallinheimo to save. Puck comes far side. Schmidt in pursuit. Pioneers try to clear. Glove by Waldo. Kept in. Now it's picked up by Schmidt as one of the Pioneers falls down. Schmidt to Geronazzo. Got Shane in the spot. Shot. Goal! Peter Geronazzo! Peter Geronazzo has his first of the night. He had Travis Shane on the doorstep, but elected to take the shot himself. We're even at 4. The Tigers are alive and well with 14:52 to play. Do you think Peter Geronazzo is a happy camper? You bet he is. Colin Schmidt with the assist. Brian Waldo gets one as well. And the Geronazzo line has come to life. There's the blast that gets inside Sinuhe Wallinheimo from the right knee pad and the left post, and the Tigers are, as we say, even. It's a new game here at the Cadet Ice Arena, and the Tigers may still get those 2 points on the Pioneers. And the Minnesota Gophers, they can find one more and keep the Pioneers out of the Tiger net. 4-4 tie, 2 unanswered goals. And we're waiting for the time. The time of the goal, we have that. I believe it was 5:18 into the period, 14:42. And we'll get the actual on it later. Tigers have the puck down low. Chad Remickle shot, and Wallinheimo robs it at point-blank range. A nice centering pass from the left point that Remickle slipped towards the net and couldn't quite dent Wallinheimo. Well, the Tigers are really coming after the Pioneers now. And Ryan Bach, as you look at him at the north end, has not had the pressure on him here in this period. And he's had more help when there has been Pioneer penetration. But the Tigers come up with 2 even strength goals here for Geronazzo. As we get back to action, his 24th goal of the season. Puck in the near corner, and the Tigers now continue to build on the momentum. Dug out by Goodmanson. He's hemmed into the boards by Travis Smith. Holds his ground, gets some help from T.J. Tanberg, who tries to poke it free. Goodmanson breaks out, would like to center. It's poked away. Drifts to the far side of the slot. Push to neutral ice. Bob Needham intercepts. And he can't control. Now Charlie Host overskates it. Goodmanson picks it up, dumps it in. Through the corner. Wallinheimo slows it down. 13:55 remaining in the period. We have a 4-4 tie now. 2 unanswered goals by the Tigers. Brian Swanson. Oh, got a stick up in the face. Swanson is hurt. No call. He goes down, gets back up. Puck near side. Eric Root, wrist shot. Didn't get anything on it. Pioneers clear. Root back to get it quickly. Boy, Swanson got a stick up underneath the face mask and appeared to be hurt. Grabbed in front of the Tiger bench by Scott Swanson. Right wing to Bodker. Quick pass. Inside is Clark. He's in deep backhander. Just misses. Goes to the far side. Brian Swanson. Here's a wrist shot in the slot. Pioneers pick it up, clear it out, and there'll be a face-off in the Pioneer zone. While the Tigers are really applying the pressure, the wheels are in motion. The engine is at high RPM, and this high-octane offense has produced 2 goals in the span of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The Tigers have scored their goals in bunches. 1:22 for the first 2, 4 minutes and 12 seconds for the next 2. We have an even Steven game with 13:22 to go, and a face-off coming in the Pioneer zone with 13:22 remaining. Glad you're with us on Sports Radio AM 1240 and Colorado Springs Cable Channel 7. Brought to you by KRDO TV 13. Puck far side. Hollingshead has it poked away by Remickle. Now delivers to the point. Carey tries to get it out. Kept in. Backhanded down low, and Wallinheimo has to glove it. Scoots it up the near side to Antti Laaksonen. He sends it to neutral ice. Misses Anderson. Now Anderson does retrieve from Root. Sends it on goal. And Bach has to whip it behind the net to keep the international line from crashing. Tigers poke it out. It's still in the zone, though. Laaksonen pinned to the boards. Gets some help from Hartnell. It squirts to the slot. Grab by Elfman. Tigers back 3-on-2. Right wing to Hartnell. In at the point. Drop pass for Remickle. Wrist shot deflected off the skate of Karulik to the far side. Grab by McNeil. Centering pass. Nobody home. Remickle goes to play the body. Loses his stick. Puck pops free. Grabbed by Anderson. They're back 2-on-2. Anderson from the blue line. Wide. Rebound comes way out to the point. Kept in by Carey. Back to Anderson in the corner. Needham's on him. Puck comes free in the circle. Laaksonen pushes it back into the corner. Now 4 players along the board. Centering pass. McNeil nearly intercepts. Pokes off his stick off the end boards. Bach playing cat and mouse, and now the Tigers finally get rid of it. Bach playing cat and mouse with Antti Laaksonen. And on the right wing comes McNeil. Carries the puck to the point. Picked up by Needham. Wrist shot deflected just wide. Geronazzo tries to grab the rebound. It's picked up by Petri Gunther. He'll bring the Pioneers in offside. Now there's the whistle. He had Comrie ahead of the field, didn't see him, and Comrie could not get back onside. 12:01 to go in the period. Tigers with a 4-4 deadlock here at the Cadet Ice Arena, and knowing full well that Minnesota has fallen at Grand Forks 8-2 tonight. So right now the Tigers If this stays as is, we'll have a 3-point lead. If they can grab another goal here and hang on, they'll have a 4-point lead. Minnesota's winning streak, or unbeaten streak, is over. The Tiger record will stay intact of 18, and it ends a Minnesota school record winning streak of 19 straight unbeaten. In fact, their last loss was to the University of Denver in Minneapolis early in the season. Their last road loss, that was Minnesota's second road loss of the year. Their last road loss was here back in October when the Tigers spanked them and played them to a tie. A lot of interesting twists in this series. CC in Denver. Denver's the only team to have beaten CC. Denver was the last team to beat Minnesota. It's been a funny year in the WCHA, but most veteran observers would say, what's new? Puck in the Tiger zone off the faceoff, far circle, into the corner, Shane battling for it, as Comrie, Scott Swanson, and one other in there as well. Now we got a stoppage of play as one of the Pioneers has fallen. That's Warren Smith on top of the puck, and Smith appears to be hurt. He is slow to get up. Now he's getting to his knees and getting up, and the training staff of the Pioneers had already headed for the corner, but Warren Smith is back up. 5'11", 175-pound junior from Wainwright, Alberta. During the stoppage of play, Sinuhe Wallinheimo coming over to talk with Jim Mullen, who will be in the nets tomorrow for the Pioneers. And now Wallinheimo heads back to the net. Got a penalty to the Tigers on that play as Scott Swanson heads to the box. First penalty of the third period, only the fourth penalty of the night. And DU will get its second power play chance, first of this period. This penalty comes with 11:42 left and 8 minutes and 18 seconds in. So the Pioneers get their big guns out. Here's Brent Carey, a wrist shot wide. Rebound comes alongside the cage and Bach covers up. Interference call on Scott Swanson. And the Tigers freshman from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, goes into the box. And a faceoff will come in the far circle of the Colorado College zone. Hollingshead, Warren Smith, Brent Carey, Anderson, who wins the draw, Carey up top, and Antti Laaksonen. It's a cross-checking call rather than interference on Scott Swanson. In the corner, up to the near side to Warren Smith. Tigers break it up. Anderson grabs it in the corner. Brings it back to Smith. It's popped up in the air by Elfring. Now to the top of the zone to Carey. Far side to Laaksonen. Fakes the one-timer to Carey. Near side to Warren Smith. Sends it down low to Anderson. Wants to center. Brings it back up to the point. Tigers dive. Push it to neutral ice. Nice play by Calvin Elfring. Smith retrieves. Warren Smith, that is, to Carey. To Hollingshead. Pulls the trigger. Wide. Rebound to Warren Smith. Tries to center. Broken up by Elfring. Sends it up the far side. Kept in by Laaksonen. Into the corner. Elfring will get there. Fans on the clearing pass. Hollingshead to Anderson. Fields it off his chest. Sends it down low. Broken up by Elfring. Now it's behind the net. Anderson tries to pick it up. Elfring is knocked down. No call. Puck goes far side. Laaksonen. Anderson in the corner. Up top to Laaksonen. To Carey. One-timer. Just wide. And Hollingshead had an easy tip in but couldn't control it. Now it comes behind the net. And Calvin Elfring dives on top of it with 10:37 to go in regulation. Both teams change up. We'll take a timeout. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Hockey.
Performances only on the Peak 95.1.
We're back to action. Puck through the far corner of the Tigers zone. Backhanded near side to Comrie. Pioneers changed up their units. Over the Tigers. Needham takes it. Then he loses it. He's hammered to the ice. Picked up by Barris. Puck goes back in the corner. Intercepted by the Tigers. Darren Clark flips it to neutral ice looking for McNeil. They don't connect. Comrie has it along the near board. 32 seconds left on the power play. Key point in the game. 10:11 to go. We're in a 4-4 tie. Remical uses the referee to play the body. Frees it up for Needham, but Needham can't clear it. Now it comes to the point. Pioneers keep it in. To Gunther. Oh, here is Murphy wide open. Now he centers the man. Shot. Bach makes the save. Dives to kick the rebound behind the net. Pioneers had a good play working but couldn't finish. Now behind the net, Patterson, wrapped up by Waldo. Waldo's knocked down, no call. Puck comes to the point. Petrie Gunther takes a drive. Bach makes the glove save and hangs on. And then Patterson takes a shot at Bach. Waldo takes a shot at Patterson. And Remical comes in to take a shot at Patterson for taking a shot at Waldo. There'll be no penalty call. Stoppage of play. 3 seconds left on the power play, and the Tigers have dodged a couple of bullets here as the second unit of the power play really played better on that man advantage than the first unit of the power play. These two teams have played 2 one-goal games, the Pioneers winning the Denver Cup 3-2 and winning in Denver back on January the 12th, 4-3. Neither of those games went overtime, and the Tigers won 7-4 here on the 14th. Back to even strength now as these two teams come back the other way. Here's Geronazzo in at the right point. Oh, he's got Schmidt down low. Schmidt puts it across the doorstep. Swept away off the stick of Travis Shane by the Pioneers. Dug out by Geronazzo. Sent behind the net. Schmidt after it in the corner. Is pulled off the puck. Pioneers pick it up, try to clear, and they do. It eludes Calvin Elfring, goes deep into the Tiger zone. And the sophomore defenseman from Coaldale, Alberta, retrieves and gets it to Eric Root. Root has it poked away, maintains possession, now loses it, picked up by Klasnick, and then Travis Shane takes it away to Schmidt, right in the center ice faceoff circle. Schmidt sends it off the far board. Tigers want to make a change. Grabbed by Travis Smith in front of his bench. Near side to Darren. Darren, a drop pass behind his back to Ryan Hacker. He'll pull the trigger. It's wide. Rebound. Comes far side to Eric Root, deep in the Tiger zone. Behind the net to Scott Swanson. Up the right side to Jason Goodmanson. Goes back to the far side looking for Eric Root, but it's picked up by Antti Laaksonen. Sends it near side to Brent Carey. Gets around Goodmanson, now pulls up at the point. Drops it for Karulik. Karulik in the near circle. Wants to center. He does. Intercepted by the Tigers and pushed to Jason Goodmanson by Scott Swanson. Goodmanson sends it off the far board to Scott Swanson. Flips it ahead. Tigers would be offside on the delay call, but Karulik gets there first in the Denver zone. Antti Laaksonen to Eric Anderson. He's going to split the defense. Pushed away by Bob Needham to neutralize, and Hollingshead dumps it in deep. 8:15 to go in the period. Scott Swanson balances the team off behind the Tiger net while George Gwozdecky changes the Pioneers after that last rush. Swanson still looking. Now puts it on the left wing to Needham. Back to Swanson behind the net. Lead pass to Brian Swanson. Swanson will stick handle for a little bit here. Now backhands it deep. After it goes Bodker. He'll get there with Wallinheimo, but Wallinheimo sends it up the far side. Anderson gets there, tries to clear it out. Tigers keep it in. Anderson far side, near side to Kidd. Kidd will skate to neutralize. Now he'll bring it into the left point, and he'll send it through the end zone. All the way to the far side to Warren Smith. Warren bangs it off the end boards. Tigers poke it away. Pioneers pick it up, send it behind the net, wrap around his head. Bach stops it cold. Right at the post. Big stop by Ryan Bach with 7:35 to go here in period number 3. We'll take another timeout and return. 4-4 tie. This is Tiger Hockey.
News 13 delivers more of the news you need in the mornings with Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour with more of the news and information you want, including updates on the latest local news, plus live reports, business and sports updates, and up-to-the-minute traffic and weather reports. Get more from your news. Watch Tammy V. Hill and Terry Cernudo on News 13's Good Morning Colorado. Now a half hour, weekdays at 6:30.
2 on hand here tonight. Another standing room only crowd at the Cadet Ice Arena, 2,902. And they've watched a good one here. Both teams taking turns, taking charge. Pioneers scored first. Tigers 2 unanswered goals. Pioneers 3 unanswered goals in the second after trailing 2-1. Led 4-2 into this period. Peter Geronazzo and Colin Schmidt in this period. And we're even at 4 with 7:33 to go. And we're underway. Elfring up the right wing to Hartnell. Can't clear it out. One-timer from the near side is wide by Comrie. Grabbed by Remical. The neutral ice looking for McNeil. Broken up by Gunther. Picked up by Hartnell. Hartnell comes in. Alley to the net. He's in. He shoots. Wallinheimo covers up last moment as Hartnell nearly found the 5-hole on Wallinheimo. Jay McNeil trailing the play was ridden off. Couldn't get the rebound. And Wallinheimo makes, for the moment, the stop of the game with 7:17 to go. Boy, Hartnell really blew in from the right wing. We have told you that he has been an improving player, probably the Tigers' most improved this year, and that time he nearly had the go-ahead. With 7:17 to go, and the Pioneer bench looking for a face-off in its own zone in the far circle. Anders Bjork working against Jay McNeil, or Colin Schmidt rather. Pioneers come up with it and they're back 3-on-2, but they dump it into the far corner. Bach slows it behind the net, pushes it up the far side. Travis Shane will get there, can't push it out though. Bjork keeps it alive, down the corner, now back to Bjork. Bjork would like to center, Elfring bottles him up along the boards. Poke free in the corner, Schmidt with 2 goals tonight looking for it. Shane coming in to help. Klasnick trying to break things up. Pioneers pick it up to the point. Travis with the drive, Bach the save, rebound just eludes Klasnick. Picked up by Shane, backhanded behind the net near side. Grabbed by Geronazzo, he'll start up the ice. Flips it to the neutral zone. Hacker with the glove, sets it on the ice. Backhands it towards the Tiger zone, didn't get much on it. Klasnick picks it up, sends it ahead, and then tipped into the zone by Patterson. It comes out of the corner right to Bach, and he slows it up. Both teams making changes as the Tigers go behind the net to the near side. Then off the far dashers to neutral ice. Picked up there and then sent back in by the Pioneers. Geronazzo intercepts and dumps it back into the Pioneer zone. Karulik off the near boards. Intercepted by Elfring. Taken back by Ferris. Elfring wraps him up. Carried in by Charlie Host. It squirts free as Calvin Elfring plays the body again. Grabbed and sent up the near side by Eric Root to Jason Goodmanson. Centers. Johnny Austin puts it between the legs of one man, and Wallinheimo comes out to clear it out. And the Pioneers will have iced the puck here with 5 minutes and 54 seconds left in the period. 4-4 draw. If this game goes to overtime, it'll be the first time the Tigers and Pioneers go to overtime this year. But it won't be the first time the Tigers have gone to overtime. They have already played to 4 overtime ties, and they have not won nor lost a game in overtime. 2 overtime ties at Michigan Tech, an overtime tie here against Minnesota, and the overtime tie last week at Anchorage. Face-off comes to the near side, eluding Darren Clark, picked up by Bodker, sent through the end zone far side. Gunther after, Brian Swanson gets there first, slaps it behind the net. Grabbed by Gunther, or by Anderson rather. Anderson tries to hit Laxton, broken up by Brian Swanson. He's knocked off his feet, so he can't retrieve it. Gunther picks it up high in the Pioneer zone to carry. Fires it in deep, ricochets through the corner. Bach slows it behind the net. Grabbed by Eric Root. Now he's bottled up by Antti Laxton. Not before he slides it ahead, though, to Bodker. Now he hits Brian Swanson. Swanson ahead to Scott Swanson. Dumps it through the Zamboni corner. Clark in pursuit. He's pulled off his feet. Penalty coming to the Pioneers with 5:16 to go. He was wrapped up by Comrie with 5:16 to go. And Derek Clark a little slow to get up. And now the game has a possibility of turning once again. Now each team has a penalty in this period. Comrie for the Pioneers with 5:16 to go. 14:44 in. Tigers' third power play chance of the night. They're letter perfect on the first 2. And into the box. The 5'10", 175-pound freshman from Edmonton, Alberta goes in for high sticking. And the big moment has arrived for a hero to emerge. Will it be Colin Schmidt with the hat trick? Will it be Jay McNeil with his 5th goal in 3 games? Will it be Brian Swanson, who has come to life since returning from Team USA? Right now it's Swanson, McNeil, Remickle, Goodmanson, Scott Swanson. Hollingshead has the puck far boards after the faceoff. Remickle tries to dig it out and scoots behind Karulik and got a whistle and a stoppage of play. And with 5:08 to go, there'll be another faceoff in the far circle of the Denver zone. Same players stay on the ice, but George Wozdecki elects to make a change. Or he's thinking about it anyway. On the ice comes Paul Kidd, and off goes Karulik. And the frozen puck whistle brings the face-off in the Denver zone. It's won by Brian Swanson. Up top, here's the drive. Rebound to Jay McNeil, who scores! The Tigers have scored! Wait a minute! Hold on, they haven't turned on the light. Don Addo has not signaled the goal. Remickle pushed it in, I believe. Don Adam did not see it. That puck had to go in. And the Tigers are being denied for a second time. The goal judge never turned on the light. And now the referee, Don Adam, is coming to the door. He wants to talk to the goal judge face to face. Either McNeil or Remickle shoved it in. McNeil, it looked like he went over the shoulder of Wallinheimo and under the crossbar. And if it didn't go in, Remickle tapped it in. Wallinheimo and McNeil are talking about it too, just below us. And now let's see here if they call this a goal. There's McNeil and Wallinheimo awaiting this decision with 5:01 to go, 1:45 left on the power play. Now we haven't seen this one yet this year. Don Adam now skating away. The goal judge did not turn on the light, and apparently there will be no goal. Don Adam going over to explain to the officials and to the Tiger bench. Doesn't seem to be any argument. Boy, the Tigers at first sure thought they had scored. That's the second time tonight. 12 seconds in the remaining in the second period. And now 5:01 in the third. So they've had two taken away. And they're still in a 4-4 tie. And now we'll get a face-off in the far circle. Tigers still have plenty of time left on this power play if they can keep up the pressure. That'll be the key here. And the face-off will come with 5:01 to go. Here's the draw, won by Brian Swanson. McNeil touch pass to the point to Goodmanson to Eric Root to McNeil to Brian Swanson. Tigers balance off quickly. Scott Swanson the drive, deflected in traffic. McNeil looks for the rebound and it's swept away by Caruli. Remickle will dig it out in the far corner to Goodmanson. Goodmanson working himself free in the corners. Remickle holds one man off. Goodmanson works his way up the far boards to the point. Tigers switch some positions here. Now down low to Remickle off the end boards. Remickle bottled up. Puck comes free behind the net. Remickle pushes it towards the near corner. Brian Swanson digs it out, gives it behind the net to Goodmanson. Goodmanson brings it up top to Scott Swanson. Fakes the shot, comes near side to Brian Swanson. 1:08 left on the power play. Scott Swanson to Goodmanson to McNeil. One-timer deflected, and Wallinheimo got a piece of that off Remickle's deflection. It goes to the far corner. Goodmanson digs it out with a minute left on the power play. To Scott Swanson, to Goodmanson. Down low to Remickle. Remickle to McNeil. One-timer stop. Rebound. Loose backhander. Goal! Brian Swanson! Brian Swanson! Rebound, backhand, goal. Tigers lead. Oh, this place is coming apart. The Tigers have come from 2 goals down, and they lead by a goal with 4:07 to play. We'll take a timeout and return back in 30 seconds. Our last timeout. This is Tiger Hockey.
Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO has joined forces with the ESPN Radio Network to bring Colorado Springs the best sports programming available. Weekdays at 5, join ABC sportscaster Brett Musburger for an update on the major breaking sports news of the day on Sports Beat. And listen in twice a day for ESPN's All-Star Extra Point commentaries. The ESPN Network on Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO. All sports, all talk, all day.
We are back at the Cadet Ice Arena. This place has literally come apart. The Tigers have taken the lead for the second time tonight. The goal goes to Brian Swanson from Jay McNeil and Chad Remickle. It's another power play goal. Pioneers now have the puck near side of the Tiger zone. Now it's sent to the far side after it is Darren Clark. Behind the net to Elfring up the near side. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left, and the Tigers will have a 4-point lead on Minnesota. It's up the near side, picked up by Antti Laaksonen, pushed through the corner, grabbed by Kidd. Pushed to neutral ice. Pioneers with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left have come from behind once before. They're capable of doing it again. The Tigers trying to hold the lead. Grabbed by Schmidt to Elfring. Elfring behind the net, goes far side to Eric Rude. Rude pushes it up the far boards, kept in, and it deflects off one of the Pioneers into the Tiger bench with 3:11 to play in period number 3. What a third period for these Colorado College Tigers. 2 even strength goals, a power play goal. The first within 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and then it took nearly 10 minutes to get the next one. And the Tigers have made it a 5-4 game. Brian Swanson picking up his 16th of the year. Jay McNeil his second assist of the night for his 21st of the year. And Chad Remickle picking up his 10th assist of the year. Colin Schmidt has 2 goals and an assist tonight, as the Tigers have roared back with 3 unanswered goals of their own. What a hockey game. And now we're ready for action with 3:11 to go. Can the Tigers hang on? Can they come up with 2 additional points on Minnesota going to Denver tomorrow night? Here's Bob Needham at center ice. Fires on Wallinheimo. Knocks it down. Travis Smith the rebound. Sends it up the near side. And now it's turned over. Picked up by Jared Osler. Shoots. Rebound loose. Tigers try to keep it alive, and they can't quite turn it back towards the net. Turned over by Travis Smith. And the Tigers march in. Jared Osler breaks a stick. Has to head back to the bench. Pioneers dump it off the far glass in their own zone. Picked up by Needham. Set near side. Grabbed by Ryan Hacker. Through the corner. All the way through the end zone. To Needham far side. Sweeps it to neutral line. Picked up at the DU blue line. Petri Gunther, near side to Kid. Pioneers offside, and with 2:29 to go, a faceoff will come outside the Colorado College zone. Well, we're glad we're on Cable Channel 7 tonight, because the place wouldn't hold as many as who wanted to be here tonight, and we hope you're enjoying this from KRDO TV 13 on Cable Channel 7. Mark Austin is in attendance here tonight. He'll have all the highlights and post-game reaction on News 13 at 10. Be sure to join the entire News 13 crew. Brenda Connolly, John Carroll, Craig Setzer, and Vince Greco for the news of the day. The News 13 10 o'clock report. And now the Pioneers have called for a timeout. And with 2:29 to go, the Pioneers have called their timeout. Going to ask our production crew here on site that if they have the last Colorado College goal, if they could set it up for replay. We'll take a look at it again as Don Lucia maps strategy with his team. The Tigers' go-ahead goal, if you have it in the production control, we'd be glad to take another look at it here and show the fans the Tigers' go-ahead goal. We went to commercial break while the replay was shown here. We weren't able to bring it back to you. So if those in our TV production control have the goal, we'd love to show it again to the viewers and fans here who are listening on Sports Radio, AM 1240, KRDO Radio, Colorado Springs, Colorado, and on Cable Channel 7 from KRDO TV 13. Well, we know that with 2:29 to go at some point, Sinuhe Wallinheimo is going to take a trip to the DU bench. Here's the replay of the goal. Brian Swanson with the backhander that beats Sinuhe Wallinheimo. That's the go-ahead. And Jay McNeil and Chad Remickle assisting, and the crowd, of course, having a heyday. That's at the moment, the go-ahead goal here at the Cadet Ice Arena. 3 unanswered goals in the third period, and the Tigers now looking at a 4-point separation between themselves and the Gophers going into tomorrow night's game in Denver, and a 10-point separation on the Pioneers. Faceoff will come above the blue line. Wallinheimo is in goal. Tigers dump it in. And they probably will be content to dump it and go after it. Behind the Pioneer net, Karulik sends it the other way. Picked up by Hollingshead. The captain puts it to the blue line. McNeil intercepts, sends it right back in. As long as they keep doing that, Wallinheimo's got to stay put. Now Remickle knocks one of the Pioneers down. Into the corner goes. Remickle in pursuit. Grab behind the net. Picked up there by Anderson. Eric's up the left wing. Wallinheimo is headed for the bench with 1:58 left in regulation. Pioneers have it behind the net. Jay McNeil picks it up, clears it out the length of the ice. There's now an empty net in the Pioneer zone, and they're going to call icing on the Tigers for clearing it out with 1:47 remaining. Faceoff will come in the neutral zone. No, back in the Tiger zone, far circle. 5-4, Tiger lead. And 2 goals disallowed tonight. After this one is over, we hope to have in our post-game show for you Don Lucia and Brian Swanson to talk about what at the moment is a phenomenal finish from a second period lapse that put them 2 goals down. Colin Schmidt wins the draw. Wallinheimo's out of the net. Rude's in the corner. Schmidt trying to help out. Extra attacker on for the Pioneers. Grabbed by Shane. He's just holding it against the boards. Now it's poked free by Colin Schmidt. Tigers have a 2-on-1 with an empty net. Is there going to be an empty netter? Here's Geronazzo. He pulls up. He shoots. It's deflected. He couldn't quite get it to Schmidt, who could have had the hat trick. The net is still empty. Tigers forechecking despite the extra attacker on, trying to keep the Pioneers in. 1:21 to go. Schmidt picks it up, fires. Oh, he just missed on the hat trick. It comes up the near side. Tigers keep it in. Now it's poked to neutral ice. Grabbed by Elfring. He sends it through the end zone. All the way over to the far side. 1 minute and 9 seconds left. Tigers on the verge of a monumental win. Come from behind fashion. 2 goals down. Carried out. Tigers poke it off the stick of Murphy. Picked up by Petri Gunther. We're in the final minute. It's poked away at neutral ice by Geronazzo. Tigers make a change here. Pioneers send it to neutral ice. Picked up by McNeil. Flips it towards the empty net. It just misses with 49 seconds left. And now we've got a whistle and the Tigers are offside. Boy, it is a breathtaking up and down WCHA encounter here tonight at the Cadet Ice Arena. 48 seconds to go. Boy, you are seeing a dandy tonight on Cable Channel 7 from Colorado's sports leader, KRDO TV 13. And a great one on Sports Radio AM 1240. There's the numbers. 48 seconds separate the Tigers from a 4-point lead, which ironically they had prior to the January 12th loss to the Pioneers. And with Minnesota falling, the number 2 team in the nation, the Tigers could wind up with some more first place votes. Of course, there's another game to be played tomorrow night. Pioneers poke it in. 42 seconds left. Scott Swanson hammered in behind the net. Yields the puck. Tigers pick it up. Great block shot. Oh, hit the post by Bob Needham. Bob Needham missed an empty net by 2 inches from 150 feet out. Now it's deep in the corner. 24 seconds to go. Grabbed by Eric Anderson. Anderson's heading up the ice in front of the DU bench. He's going coast to coast, dumps it in. Needham picks it up, slides it to the far board. Scott Swanson clears to the point. It's going to be over. The Pioneers have only 10 seconds left as they gather in the puck. Carey sends it in deep. It goes behind the net. Ryan Bach will send it to the corner. There's 5 seconds left. It's grabbed by Needham. It's over. It's over. The Tigers have come from behind victory. 5-4 over the DU Pioneers. And the crowd goes wild here at the Cadet Ice Arena. And now the Tigers set the stage for a sweep tomorrow night. 5-4, CC, a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back to hear from Don Lucia and Brian Swanson. Back in 2 minutes, the Tigers have won it 5-4. This is Tiger Hockey.
When the controversial new bill to bring chain gangs to Colorado prisons was introduced, only News 13 brought you the story direct from the State House. News 13 provided the first interview with the bill's sponsor and the first reaction from inmates in Canyon City. First, fast, accurate. News 13, everywhere, every day. When the police department launched its first helicopter night flight, only one local station was there to capture the drama. News 13, everywhere, every day.
Our kids spend a lot of time in these classrooms. What they learn here shouldn't be a mystery. That's why there's Kids News, a commitment by News 13 and McDonald's to bring the classroom into the living room. You want to see what's going on in our schools?
Watch Kids News!
You want to hear what our children are learning?
Watch Kids News!
You want proof that the system is working? Then join us for Kids News, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on News 13. It could be quite an education.
Another season of exciting Colorado college hockey is here. You won't want to miss the action as the Tigers defend their back-to-back WCHA titles. Get your tickets now by calling 472-6508. And when you can't be there, listen to all the games home and away on Sports Radio AM 1240 KRDO.
It's stuffed to the blue line, and it's over. The Tigers are champions. The Tigers are champions.
Colorado college hockey. The cup stays here.
It's one of the largest and most prestigious youth hockey tournaments in the country. I'm Vince Greco of News 13 Sports, inviting you to attend the 19th Annual President's Day Youth Hockey Tournament, running February 15th through the 19th. There'll be plenty of exciting action when over 70 teams from the U.S. and Canada face off to see who's number one.
The 19th Annual President's Day Youth Hockey Tournament, February 15th through the 19th. Brought to you by Wendy's, Cablevision, and KRDO.
We are back at the Cadet Ice Arena where the Colorado College Tigers have saved victory from the agony of defeat here tonight, trailing 4-2 after 2 periods. They have come up with 3 unanswered goals in the 3rd period from Colin Schmidt, Peter Geronazzo, and Brian Swanson. Joining us now live on the floor of the Cadet Ice Arena is Don Lucia. And Don, I think you said it best during the pregame show. Your stars have to rise, and Geronazzo and Schmidt, who have been slumbering for a while, came to life tonight.
Well, they did come to life, and I challenged them a little bit after the 2nd period. I thought that we had done a good job on Anderson's line by Swanee and those guys. I thought they had better scoring opportunities than any of their line, and I told Schmitty and McNeil those guys were -3 after 2 periods, and that they had to pick it up. McNeil and Schmitty, and I thought they played much more inspired in that 3rd period, and that was the key. I mean, the stars have to shine.
And I think you hit it right on the head, and we expected you might have some words of challenge in the 2nd intermission, simply because the goals coming from Denver were not coming from the expected places. The Laxinen group did have 1 goal, but there were people scoring on you tonight that had not countered for Denver in the past.
That's exactly right, Jeff. And Laxinen's line, they got the 1 goal off a turnover in our own end by our defenseman, so that Swanson, those guys did an outstanding job again. And Schmidt and McNeil's line were getting beat by their 2nd, 3rd lines, and that can't happen, not if they want to be all-league, all-American type players. But they picked it up and showed their true character in the 3rd period.
Well, and you find the Minnesota Gophers slipping in Grand Forks tonight, and that gives you a 4-point cushion. Did that have any effect on the play of your team in the 3rd period?
No, I think playing Denver had more of an effect. I know that I think the seniors picked it up. I didn't do any yelling after the 2nd period, but after I left the locker room, I heard some of our older guys do a little ranting and raving, and a lot of times it's got to come from within, and when it comes from within, it means the most, and I'm really proud of our kids.
It was not a complete game, and you touched on that, but it was a rally, and it was a very solid 3rd period. Ryan Bach was in very little danger in the 3rd period. Are you sensing now this team coming together at the right time?
Well, I hope so, Jeff, and tomorrow's going to be a heck of a challenge, and I'm looking forward to just sitting back and watching it. I think that was so enjoyable for me tonight, just to sit back and analyze and watch the character of our kids in that 3rd period, and I was really proud of them.
Lastly, I know that you can't play necessarily relaxed, but you picked up 2 points tonight. It'll take a little bit of the pressure off tomorrow night, and I think maybe you will be a more relaxed team when you go to Denver tomorrow evening.
Well, we're 2-2 now, and we've won both of our home games this year, but now we need to go up in Denver and steal one, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
Before I let you get away, we were trying to also get Brian Swanson. Is he there with you?
No, not that I see.
All right. Well, I appreciate it very much, Don. We'll look forward to talking to you for our pregame tomorrow night.
Thank you, Jeff.
Don Lucia, the head coach of the Colorado College Tigers. They have won it here tonight by a score of 5-4. We're going to be leaving now from the television side. Those of you who are listening on the radio, stay with us. We still have our post-game show with the stars of the game, the Shoemaker's shot of the game, and of course setting the stage for tomorrow night's game. For those of you who are with us on television tonight on Cable Channel 7, thanks for being with us. We remind you that the highlights of tonight's game, post-game reaction, all the details of the WCHA are coming up shortly on News 13 at 10 o'clock from KRDO TV 13. Good night to all of those of you who are with us on television.
Colorado College Hockey has been brought to you by Bob Pincus Volvo, Sports Replay, Centenary since 1880, Arby's Restaurants of Southern Colorado, Play It Again Sports, Sertich Ice Arena, Diana Ross of Heritage Realtors, Imelda's, KRDO TV 13 and Sports Radio AM 1240.